before then, I just want to bring you, like most people say, last night I should play the clip of Jeremiah Gao Sokan, uh, his interview with Sheku Lasana Shapiwa. Yup. Yeah. So we're trying our best to get you that clip. But just keep listening and don't you go the way because we're going to have a time. Uh, yeah, we're with the panelists and then we but let's firstly play interview for least about uh, about one or two down over the phone because there are people um, they were asking questions. Yeah, okay.
Get making sure that say, let's say all efforts the district. I really want to thank you for their trust. I want to let me see what the technology is not failing me. Jeremy Seku, you hear me? Okay. All right, you hear me? You hear me now? Okay, so yeah, I mean, we work the technology. Yeah, we'll work with it tonight. We'll work with it by all means. So I'm here on a serious note to really thank the people of District 1. Thank you for their prayers. Thank you for those that's continuing to support us and everyone else that continuing to maintain the tranquility and the sanity of that district. Sorry, the internet. Yeah, sorry, the internet. We will work with it. We'll work with it. So how the work will proceed, where we will begin, that detail will be presented when the material is available. Turn over to LIB Energy and LEC. So tonight I'm here to if fulfillment of what was said last time. And so before I allow maybe before going in the district began, when I contacted the managing director of LEC, a very good friend of mine, upon him taking office, I raised the issue. We talked about it in September. We met one-on-one and talked, and then I had to deduce it into writing in October. From there, this process started. We commissioned about 2 different field missions. First was the field mission to establish the BOQ. Second, I took all the 36 communities, right? All the 36 communities, we have the BOQ. LIB NNA got a copy of the BOQ. LEC have a copy of the BOQ. From that BOQ, I commissioned another more field trade as required. They did a mapping. And that mapping, we have the maps. LIB NNA got a map. LEC got a map, I got a map of those community. So from 36 community, we were able to put them into phases. Okay, so their phase is only focusing on Beaker area yet. So I'm happy today, and I want to commend the Liberia Electricity Corporation under the leadership of Mohammed Sharif for, first of all, his timely responsiveness to the request and to the plight of the people of District 1, Grand Gedeh County. I want to thank him. Of course, in the government so you take on the government. I want to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic, honor who's are happening in Grand Gedeh, particularly in District 1. So tonight, that please, in your own yard, sometime in your backyards, I'm pleading with you to kindly facilitate, support, and cheer up the crew that will be in the field, that will carry LiPo, wires, the area where there's no foreign, no LiPo, get where the people are supposed to go. They are going to communities. Let me assure you all, I will be there for the duration of this exercise. We are on a break unless the extraordinary circumstances require us to come back to Monrovia, but I plan to be there every step. And every single pole, every wire, we have the details. We are very meticulous about this, and we are very deliberate that we will change the face of the one. Again, I just wanted to thank all of you, and I will see you in a few days by the grace of God, so that we can work together to make sure that we never should reach the part where we see. That means I'm here tonight, and I want to thank the challenge tonight, but anyhow.
Hello?
Jeremiah, I also can thank you for watching, he didn't send the communication. Now, Jeremiah also can in Liberia. And then based upon that particular communication, he loved it. Finally, God has answered the prayer. There are more electricity materials, equipment coming to Grand Gedeh County to have 30 community, 30 or 36 community market. I'm opening the phone line and that question tonight. Yeah. Because the thing was getting chocolate. Oh yeah, the man thing, bad thing, all that.
Segu. I'm tempted to just comment. For people to delve in trivialities, sometimes it baffles my mind. Huh? It only let me know people.
Because like we got 18 or 14 minutes.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing, Sheku?
All right. Well, your name, where you calling from?
Sheku, this is my dear crying from the Table Street.
My dear, welcome. Let hear you, Baba.
All right. So, try to tell the Lord, may God thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We are here waiting on the panelists to join that clip from Honorable Jeremiah Gao Sokam here this evening when he appeared here on Togo Twitter. Those like have been brought to the county. You yourself, you were on the program, you witnessed that. So we just brought in to chip it because people were like, you're trying to play one more so people can get the clear understanding. So that is why we try to, bring that in a bit, and then we can go there and go to the phone lines, and then because your call to hear from you. You was there today on program, and you witnessed the program. You listened to the honorable representative Jeremiah Gauso come today. Yeah, maybe you have something to say. Uh, we would like to hear from you here this evening. But let's quickly welcome in Mr. Josh Nomo. Okay, Mr. Nomo left, so he's trying to come up. I'm sure I'm going to be back very, very shortly here. Yeah, I'm going to be back very shortly with us. But due that today, uh, for Jeremiah Gao compound, you listen to him today, right? Maybe you can try to chip in that clip too. Yeah, maybe other people have chance here. So getting that recording. Yeah, let me just bring in the press. And after we have two press, just we just have maybe about 7 minute video. Yeah, 7 minutes, and we can open the phone lines and hear from you. So finally, lab posts are here and turn it over today. Some of you will not have chance to go there. Yeah, I've been turned over to the LEC BMed Jerica, and very soon we'll start to see what ongoing here. But let's see. Let's bring his press conference quickly. And then we'll play that press conference right after that. We can open the phone line. Yeah, to hear from you. What is your own take? Okay. Yeah, so the floor is yours. Let's go there. Okay. We can take it from here.
Extend my greetings to all of you, especially in the media landscape. I would want to take this time to thank you for the great job you continue to do, not only within Gedeh County. Your work, not only cut across, but it goes across the globe. So connect policy makers, decision makers, students, and other people, network around the world. So let me tell you, we came, the national legislature took a break a couple of days ago, last Friday. So on the eve of the decided to swing by to the constituents as I usually do. So you know that we are in March. We take up so you know actually our effort. One was really making sure that the bill making revenue multilateral autonomous institution was not only proper for the passed in the lower house and now sent to the Senate for concurrence. So we will continue to work as soon as we return from break to reach our Senate to reach, make sure that we concur so that we can build full autonomy to revenue multilateral, changing it from revenue multilateral high school to revenue multilateral institute, and so desired by the administration. That was accomplished on our plate. Of course, we have a bill already drafted. That bill, we are doing some research and consultation on that. That will be a new bill and it will be affecting Grand Gedeh. As soon as our research is finished and consultation is done, we will put for that bill. So it's a work in progress. We wanted to also update the citizen on the startup of Tutu. So let me be very clear. Tutu IFO reactivation, the process is going very far. Where it is right now, it's a little bit of technicality that the government trying to sort out. That technicality involved transition from the old owner semester to the new owner. That would be that involved what for the question on and maybe presentation of technology have been discussed. And someone to appoint the vice president to expedite the process. As I indicated yesterday, the vice president spoke for 30 minutes. I think he's determined to fast track the process. And looking forward to concluding the matter sometime at the end of May. So if the matter is concluded, the technical issue is resolved, I mean, we can be assured that this year, very soon, this will be over. Because what he's dealing with now is the most complicated one. So once that is addressed, then of course everything else falls in place. But I can tell you for free that I have here, I think a letter, the few days that I sent them to, there was a 13, or let's say 19-man delegation from the potential successor that went into Kutu and looking for the letter here to send to you. The letter to send to you, they went to James. So
So that's it, folks. I'll just chip in the people who are done to be in person today to Honorable Jeremiah Gao Sokan area. So we just proud to bring you that press conference with Honorable Jeremiah Gao Sokan. So folks, we will leave it at this. It's about time that we go to the phone lines and hear from you. What is it that you want to talk about? What on your mind tonight? As we are 105 881 14 3504. The normal support issue here 881 14 3504. You're going to be live tonight on the program I beg to D4 0776 105 105 881 14 3504. It's a normal support issue here this evening on the program I beg to D4. Finally, district number 1 representative Honorable Jeremiah Gao Sokan has turned over those poles and wire transformer that were purchased and then to the REC BMEC Jerry Car. So very soon we'll see operation will start, and communities that don't have quarry like the Sano Road, the Grand Gila University, let's just say the people of Gallo Bay will also receive quarry. And the rest of the other communities that was learn, about 36 communities will benefit from the whole project. Yeah, so that's it, folks. 0776 105 105 881 14 3504. The numbers tonight to put you through here on top 105.3. You're going to be live here. The name is Elizana Dowelu. I'm here with you up to later. But until then, keep your calls coming in, and let's do is together here your FM dial this evening 0776 105 105 881 3504. Numbers and let's hear from you. What do you say tonight that you want to talk about? What on your mind are you? 881 14 35 0105 881 14 35 04. The number supported through, and let's hear from you. You're going to be live here on the program I beg to differ. Very shortly, we're going to be having our panelists joining us here on the show. We're going to be discussing current event here. Meaning, we're going to be discussing a lot tonight about Liberia, what new things happening here. Yeah, we're going to be talking about it. But until then, like I said, have your say here on the radio 776 105 105 and 881 14 3504. The number support you through here. We'll go on a line and pick up this person. Okay, we lost that caller. So yeah, you keep putting your calls through on 0776 105 105 881 14 3504. The number support you through. You're going to be live.
Today we are brought to
Ready veterans, we gonna spend. I'm a bright up and clear and keep up you guys make me think clear. Claudia Smith, strong woman, Leader G, how decide for me counting be their life. Team of people, yeah. Ready, number steady, rock put you down, come and get to ya. If the matter strong, if they are not talking about we go talk,
761 105 105 881 14 3504 0776 105 105 881 14 3504. And let's hear you tonight on the phone line Yeah, on top 105.3, the program about to the four.
My people, oh,
What is it tonight that you want to talk about? Or what on your mind
come so
that you want to talk about? It's about time that you put in your call.
ready to fight. No para,
Yeah, let's hear from you.
must stop, we not.
The line is open.
What is the judge to do? Oh, bring that sense.
So 10 will be joining our panelists on the show.
Them flex,
I beg to differ.
we make you think fair. Claudia sleep, strong woman, yeah. If you wrong, she go say, ah. Leader king, out inside, oh me county with the line. Timber people, we are ready. Rambasa, steady, steady. From bush to town, from market to yard. If me matter strong, we hit it hard. If the thing not strike, we go talk now. If they hide it too, we go bring out. If you work small, pull yourself on stick. If they hide it through, we go bring out. We go bring out, pull yourself on stick. Anytime, pull it back. Expect them to spell my tea on here. Just forget.
776-105-105 881-14-3504 0776-105-105 881-14-3504 are the numbers to put it through, and let's hear from you.
My people, that long time, oh. Yeah, leader shout, shake Corona. King play, we're back here. You back to the farm. I back to the farmer people, oh. If you're not correct, we go talk and so. From 9 o'clock to 12 midnight, we sitting here, we ready to fight. No palava, no fear inside. True talk, we not go high. Call Mr. Judge Nubo, bring that sense. The veterans meeting, no nonsense. They must right, talk and clear, breath. Only the place, see that the things fair. Yes, me strong woman, yeah. If you wrong, she go say, ah. River G, how decide? For me country with their life. Nimba people, you're ready. Grand bass are steady, steady. From bush to town, from market to yard. If the matter strong, we hit it hard. If the thing not straight, we go talk 'em. If they hide the truth, we go bring 'em. If you beg small and fool yourself, you must speak for beg people. To the farmer people, oh. If it's not correct, we go talk and so. 9 o'clock till 12 midnight, we sit here, we ready to fight. No palava, no beer inside. Root must talk, we not go high. I beg to the farmer people, oh. If it's not correct, we go talk and so. From 9 o'clock till 12 midnight, we sit here, we ready to fight. No palava, no beer inside. Root must talk, we not go high. People, my people, oh. People, people.
Oh yes, indeed, that's says here 076-105-105-881-4. I know SRO lockdown. Yes, yeah, probably everybody has gone on the show. But however, we're here tonight. Yeah, we're still here. And let's hear from you. 0776-105-105-881-14-3504. And let's hear from you. The line is open tonight. Quickly, let's hear from you here. What is it tonight you want to talk about? What are some challenges your town and villages are going through that you want to bring on board tonight so that we all can discuss together? It's about time that you put in your course, and let's hear from you. 0776-105-105-881-14-3504. And you're going to be live here on Top 105.3. Like I said, 20 minutes from now on, we're going to be having our panelists joining the show here.
Hosted by Sheku Koroma, co-host Arche Wright, produced by Alex D. Wulu. Every broadcast night from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. The problem time is here. 9 to 10 p.m. We connect with our media colleagues, cause that area live updates from River G County, Stormy County, Nipah County, Fred Foster County, and other counties across the area. We bring you real updates, real stories, real voices. From 10 p.m., the discussion begins. We bring in powerful guests to break down the issues that matter most. With our strong panelists, Mr. George Newbo, the veteran Smith, national issues that affect you. You disagree, if you have a point, bring it. Because on this show, we beg to differ. We beg to differ. We beg to differ. Differ. I beg to differ. Liberia. My people like a typo. Top FM 105.3, we on the air. Leader, shout. Sheku Koroma. Arche Wright. He not play. Alex Zulu. Producer correct. All tonight, we beg to this day. I beg to differ. People. If they did not correct, we about them so 12 midnight. We didn't have ready to Palava, no fairy. Queen, bring that sense. Ready, veterans, return us. Right, effect. Just means from my yard.
So quickly,
we go down.
let me extend my
Hello, Jonathan. From
Welcome
welcome to another show.
District number 1, Representative Honorable Jeremiah Suka. And another thing, the reconsideration meeting between him and Senior Senator Honorable Zoe Mayapet. My advice here, if they want to develop our country, let them put all the differences aside. And let us focus how we can develop our motherland grandchildren country. And I believe on the meeting this evening this afternoon, they both came together, the meeting called by Representative Tukan, is though in my opinion, not present, but he sent some representative. Well, in the remark, the representative had, they are still paying. If they were told about one board there, or either one negotiate. Why? Grand Jury, legislative caucus. What can we be together with one boy? So our country can be developed. That one area. Secondly, they are. But Jet, could you imagine you build a new house and you live in an old house, taking all the old mattresses, carrying them in the new house. Gregorian, they are very proud. They decide to work for their own people. The native mother in Koloway cannot speak English. So when she come or he come to the hospital, they can able to speak that Balinkula. This is why they accepted after studying many years abroad and decided to take a exam in Granjide. But yes, to the central government, Minister of Health, paying it will honor pay. I saw that today, and I said I will bring it out so that the parliament will discuss it. If there is possibility to bring the administrative officer of Minister of Health to tell us how much they pay those people that specialize in the interior, especially Grand Gedeh. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being part of the show. Well, folks, that says you can do the same by calling us on 0776 105 105 881 14 3504 0776 105 105 881 14 3504. You're going to be live tonight on the program that Back to D4. Let's hear you. What is it that you want to talk about tonight, or what are some challenges or personal issues taking place in your various towns and villages that you want to stretch out? It's about time that you call us here and let's talk and talk here on the program. I beg today for number support issue 0776105105 881143504 0881143504 776105105. All right, so while we await a some, try to bring in the videos of Honorable Jeremiah Gausokan press conference today after the turning over ceremony of the LiPo wire and the transformers that were purchased today finally turned over. So let's just bring this in and listen to Honorable Jeremiah Gausokan.
Especially the media landscape. I will want to take this time to thank you for the great job you continue to do for your work. I want to cut across, but it goes across the globe. And so you connect policymakers, decision makers with their constituents and other people in key network around the world. So let me thank you. Today, the national legislature took a break a couple of days ago, last Friday. So on the eve of beginning our official break, I decided to swing by to my district to interact with the constituents and people as I usually do. So you know that we are in March, the quarter is about to end. So it's a kind of legislative update, engagement, and updating the constituent on the workings. So we were able to quickly catalog, a few new things that during the course of this period we concentrated our effort on. One was clearly making sure that the bill making Israeli multilateral autonomous institution was not only proper but was passed in the lower house and is now sent to the Senate for concurrence. So we will continue to work as soon as we return from break to reach our Senate reach, make sure that it concurs so that we can build full autonomy to Israeli multilateral, changing it from Israeli multilateral high school to Israeli multilateral institute, and so desired by the administration. That was accomplished on our plate. Of course, we have a bill already drafted. That bill, we are doing some research and consultation on that. That will be a new bill and it will be affecting Grand Gedeh. As soon as our research is finished and consultation is done, we will put for that bill. So it's a work in progress. We wanted to also update the citizen on the startup of Kutu. Look, let me be very clear. Kutu IMO reactivation, the process is going very far. Where it is right now, it's a little bit of technicality that the government is trying to sort out. That technicality involved transition from the old owner semester to the new owner. That involve what I call discussion on several things. Legal framework, financial settlement, and maybe preservation of interest or totally relinquishing. So those kind of things have been discussed. And some of those things, given the legal nature, and the international spin around them, sometimes it takes longer. So the president moved conscientiously and deliberately to appoint the vice president to expedite the process. As I indicated yesterday, the vice president himself spoke for 30 minutes, one-on-one. I think he's determined to fast the process. Looking forward to concluding the matter sometime at the end of May. So if the matter is concluded, the technical issue economic resolved by me, we can be assured that this year, very soon, books will be over. Because what he's dealing with now is the most complicated one. So once that is addressed, then of course everything else falls into place. But I can tell you for free that I have here, I think a letter, these few days that I sent down there was a 13, let's say 19-man delegation on the potential successor that went into Kutu and looking for the letter here. It's sent to you. The letter to send to you. They went to. So they went to Kutu, a 19-man. Yeah, I'm trying to find a letter quick because the book when you're doing something good, I will simply and then simply read it. So a 19-man delegation went to Kutu mine successor to inspect. I think they left now today, come back to Israel. Their mission is to make sure that's the final detail they are doing. Right? Final detail they are doing. So I sent it to you so you can see the letter I'm talking about. So they did that, and they believe in that they will give the vice president the kind of idea of how to make a decision. So put this fast track. Few things that as a caucus chair that I ran by my colleagues with brainstorming on is that we will, in the next couple of days, we will begin to put together what I call a granular consultative group, right? Granular consultative group that will put together the expert group that will be able to look at what I call the version of Gedeh, Putu version, Putu Gedeh version, MDA for Putu, new Putu. We will put a team together and we will begin to do that broad consultation. So we are getting a lot of input. We drafted the SOP for that body. I won't have a problem as soon as my colleague look at it and we agree. We'll share with the media as well the SOP for that group for input and make sure it's good. And that group responsibility will be to garner, all the views of Nigeria in the diaspora, in Monrovia, and in the county. It will be very inclusive. We want to see your input into the MDA. But what I'm driving at is to create an MDA. Just going to the question. Okay? So that's the intent. It will give us, the lawmaker, a clear understanding and how to word some of the expectations we have and some of the things we need to do. And then we can take those ideas and spin them legally within the framework so that we see wrong something. So that's what we'll be doing. But in a nutshell, Putu is fun time. We can keep our finger crossed. Hope, there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is so much. One of these things, I have to say, we have to give credit to this government for being responsible, or to the people of Grand Lake. I mean, you can compare that the Putu Iron will be sitting now for 15 years. So for this government that is here for about 2 years, going to 2 and plus years, given that level of progress we're making, we can only but say that we've been very responsive and we are very appreciative of that. The word of the man is the honorable vice president of the Popular Life for their interest and commitment to making sure that jobs creation come back to Nigeria, that income generating activities for in Nigeria, and making sure that people of Nigeria are well taken care of. As representative of this district, we will not fall short of the falter. We will not waver. We will remain steadfast and engaging to the extent that our people need the support and to lead different externality we will remain committed. Finally, today we brought, as we promised, on the expansion of the legislative district. We are excited that we begin to have, or we will have a significant impact into parents in legislative in other communities where they don't have and have no access to any. We begin to do that. Honestly, I can tell you that few communities, just study that I've been energy around the center road, with certain people there, that they need to make sure that they begin to work on it. Probably Soul Town, other towns around. We look forward for them to beginning quickly reach all the communities that they can reach, including the university campus and Galloway. So we came with the trucks, and the trucks are going to upload the material. And we look forward that this material will be used for the internal purpose. Again, I want to thank you all. Me, as your representative, we will continue to do our best. We also want you to do your best. The other part is to keep the peace and tranquility of this, the sanity of this district and this state. There's no better way to resolve an issue than, through a negotiation, discussion. Every conflict and disagreement always end up with. So why not making discussion, diplomatic approaches the way to address or put forth the disagreement. Utilize the bureau forum and disagree on the fundamental issue is merits and debate the issue. Again, I want to thank you and thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah, so myself, 4 or 5 questions. Okay, thank you. My name is Victor Fimboa, and I work for Smart FM. I think prior to bringing these materials, we hosted a few of your team, and we've been hosting you on Smart FM. The citizens have been raising concern. In recent time, the County Local Authority allotted over 400K for the expansion of electricity in Grand Gedeh County, affecting few communities, and we are seeing this community are also highlighted in the expansion of your own electricity. Do you think this is a waste of funding on one community benefiting 2 times from the expansion of electricity?
Well, I'm quite aware that I don't want to speak to the poorer housing situation. Because, like I said again, the superintendent of the county will better address this issue. I can tell you for fact that no, we will not duplicate it. Okay? There's no need to duplicate it. This county needs electricity to ever before. And there are so many areas in this county. So if you get current here, why you want to, I don't know how duplication will happen. If a wire runs in our house and I get electricity, and you bring it on and you get a wire in your hand, I don't know where you're going to put it. You want to put it in that house. So I really don't see any complication in this. There's no duplication in this. Right? We have both need to supply and resources to address them. So if the area you try to put a pole and put already there, you get paralyzed. But you know where you put it. Where you going to put? So again, the issue of duplication, I don't think there should not be anything.
Yeah, thank you. One thing that citizens have been concerned of since the materials have been come to the district is that those communities that will benefit from this, the first phase of the project from your own initiative. They have been a few minutes ago. We interacted with Jerry, who is in the picture. Because 80% of the communities will benefit from this particular piece of the electrical material. People want to know communities and what because of the rest of the 10 communities or 20 communities that should benefit from the 13 communities.
Okay. But thank you. I mean, look, Brand Swedru, District 1 has 46 community officials. You know, it goes up to maybe the New York 160 plus. But here, what we're trying to do, we are trying to bring this not bill overnight. You know, not overnight. But what we're trying to do is to significantly reduce the number of community that so show the material that we wanted, that we went for. For instance, we really wanted 170 people posts, and I think we got somewhere around 90 to 100, right? So we still got work to do. We still got work to do. So we will definitely continue to work, and this is not going to be the last. We'll continue to push until the entire city has access to it. Literacy and sustenance, so that we can show. As to what communities, let me tell you, before we reach here today, the 6-month exercise were phases. We did what we call an assessment. We sent a delegation, they came on the ground first. So they went to the communities, right? And then they did a costing and all of that. Then they came back to be specific and they developed a BOQ. Okay? Then they came back and developed the maps. Okay, so 3 different times they came. Yeah, so we know the community, we know where to plan the pool, and we know exactly where to transform. So the polls, it's not that they're going to look now where they're going to put it. No, we identify the communities already, and we know where the polls are. So while they're planning the polls, we will know clearly in advance who don't have polls, and we'll still do it. So again, what our commitment, my commitment is to make sure that we continue to fight and advocate, bring all that. Here, why sometimes when I do these things, I trickle or I try to engender something in every Nigerian, whether you're in Liberia or in what I'm trying to engender, it's not a spirit of competition. It is complementarity. So if the entire city need 300 polls, and I was able to bring 100 polls, I expect that somebody will wake up the next morning and bring 150 polls. It's not talking wow. Those talking days are gone. You know, your talk about something that will build cities and story building town, and they will get it. So I encourage every meaningful Nigerian who has let it's time to do sacrifices and let them. This district need more. Look, we're going to talk like water, pipe-on water. We need to transition from the hand pump to real pipe-on running water in homes. That's what we need to do. So we need to change the burial huts. You know, in our towns, people need to put it. I mean, these are kind of things that people are supposed to be innovative. Who can wake up this morning and put your money aside for 6 months? Just be breaks. I'm giving people an example now. And so they'll pick up because tomorrow and start to wait. Then they'll be asking, oh, where the money coming from? Where the money coming from? Where me and you inside. Instead of you and somebody being inside all these many years, I'm just giving you an idea what you can do. Look for cement bed there now. Take 2 months and just be bricks. Eh? Then you take another one and pass and take another and in the town. You start to be asking who gave you the money? What are you myself? Don't be inside with anybody. Eh? We are back.
One thing you have to do the monitoring aspect. Yeah. Because JEP, let me say, deep energy, people, most especially citizens residing here, like for a past time, they are not having a problem. In JP, let me say, or the deep energy.
Yeah.
So, do you have monitoring team, to making sure that all of the light poles and all materials, in totality that you brought will be used in the various communities?
You know, I mean, thank God, thank you for that question. Here, one thing that is, I have series of video with Ella. In fact, thank God I know everything. Know how many wires. Hear what it is. I don't say nobody will not do anything I want to do. I say the man that is bad. One thing that is sure. just maybe be innovative and documenting that on the map. And so we can do. Can't see nothing coming. I'm a single
That thing was sent a long time ago to them. About 5 o'clock.
Oh,
I got the map in my email. I know where to go. If you say if I record that, yeah, we'll check it out.
All right, so folks, we'll hold it there. We'll hold it there with
The other piece is I'm here in our own record, man.
Jeremiah Gausokan there, and let's quickly welcome in the co-host, Mr. Archie Wright, on the show. Yeah, days. Mr. How you doing? Already. You say you join Veteran Space. All right, you on mute. So let me just take you from there. Mr. Rai, you on mute. Unmute yourself. Oh, okay. Well, so folks, very shortly the guests are sorry, our panelists are going to be here on the show. They are getting set up to be here.
Top FM 105.3, we on the air. Leader, shout, Sheku Koroma. Archie Wright. In our place, Alex Diulu. Rock, producer, correct. All tonight, we beg to this day. I beg to differ, my people. If it's not correct, we go talk and so. From 9 o'clock till 12 midnight, we sitting here, we ready to fight. No palaver, no fear inside. Truth must talk, we not go hide. Call Mr. Kotubo, bring them sense. Ready veterans, speak no nonsense. I must write up and clear. Anthony W. Gates, you make me think fair. Claudia Smith, strong woman, yeah. You wrong, she goes say, Leader G, how this life, for me county, we they like. Give up people, you're ready. Numbers, steady. Rumble to town, from market to yard. If the matter strong, create big gun. If the matter strong, we go talk. If they hide the truck, we go bring up. If you make small, pull yourself a stick. I go big guy. We go talk, guys. We go talk. If they hide the truth, we go bring guys. Pull yourself a stick. 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. The problem time, no sleeping business. Your voice my tired, so that's it, yeah. Doing things it in guy, it's okay, I beg to differ, my people, if it's not correct, we got to come so. From 9 o'clock till 12 midnight, we sitting here, we ready to fight. No palaver, no fear inside. Truth must talk, we not go hide. One Mr. Jacobo, bring that sense. Ready, veterans, speak no nonsense. I must write it up, them clear. Anthony W. Gates, really make this thing fair. Claudia Smith, strong woman, yeah. If you wrong, she go say, Leader G, how this side, oh me,
Alex, how we doing today? Can you hear me?
I heard him, Zara.
Good, 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 good. Yes, I see we got Claudia in studio today. This is very good.
Yes. How is
Claudia, how
everyone
you
doing
doing
today?
today?
I'm fine, thank you. Up and ready.
No. I had a great conversation today with Mr. Weeks. Um,
Oh
I'm
wow.
waiting for he to get back to me so that we can schedule his appearance on the show. So I want to say big ups to you. Thank you uh, for
You're
for
welcome.
for making that connection, and hopefully we can get Mr. Weeks on the show. So waiting for the other panelists to come on. I just left the phone with Mr. Fred Smith. He should be joining us pretty soon. Um, okay, he's on now. I bring him onto the stage. I mean, you gonna get the camera all black today, like Claudia?
Yeah, yeah. Until my phone, before I set my phone charge, then I would change.
Oh, okay, okay. So I tell Claudia what influencing you.
No.
Alrighty. So, but how's your day going? How's your end?
Oh, pretty good, except the weather change. Yeah,
Okay.
we get into cold weather and rain coming, so we never can understand the climatic condition.
Yeah, it's been raining until it started raining around I think about 2 o'clock today here, and I think it's still raining here to us. But this is the period now. You know, it's the fall weather. Well, not fall, the spring weather rather. Is it's always rain and sun.
So when actually we get to summer, I never can understand you.
June 21st.
Oh, okay,
Hmm.
we got a long way.
Yeah, you do. Got good 3 months to go.
Uh, in California, when I was there, I just don't understand the different season because every day is hot. I don't worry about wearing different clothes for season, clothes for that season. I just wear t-shirt only in the evening weather. And that means the temperature to 60 or 50, 60, 65 degree, while in the day it's 80 degree, and then you wear sweater, no big jacket, and all the other things that you wear on the East Coast, man.
I know. That's true. Hey, but Claudia, what's happening in Monrovia? How's the weather going there? Claudia, we're not hearing you. Claudia.
About that, Mr. Nubo is calling on the WhatsApp.
Oh, okay,
The
I see.
weather it was kind of chilly today. We had to wear sweaters and jackets.
Mm.
But the main thing we're really straining from, like Liberian, was saying Liberia is electricity. Almost like 4 to 5 days, we've been having these power blackouts. And the anti-theft unit they've been working, but they doubling up the work because it's almost like they're saving energy. So people who are illegally connected and doing this sharing electricity underground and stuff, they're
Hmm.
putting a lot of manhunt and taking a
Yeah,
lot of wires down so that people who are getting electricity the legal and the right way is able to receive electricity. It's
yeah,
like 6 hours a day in the night darkness, and most of the community people that have generators that help neighbors to charge their phones and stuff, they can do it for like 2 to 3 days, and then they get tired. So we're having a
mm.
lot of electricity problems in Margivy. But other than that,
Already.
everything seems to be cool, quiet, despite what's happening in Guinea. But no one is taking it offensive and treating the Guinean nationals or the Fula or anyone, hostile. So everything's okay.
Great, great. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's all we want. We are in spite of everything, we are all one people. Trust me. No colonial division gonna make us kill one another again. We have grown up. We are mature now. Thank you for that. A brief summary, Madam Claudia. Mr. Wulu. Mr. Wulu, what is going on there in Sweden with you? I heard a lot of stuff going. You got SIO where you're there. You got all the politicians in town to breaking electrical wires, flatbed trucks entering Zwedru, all kind of thing going on to talk to us.
Yep, so SRO arrived today in county, and as we speak, having a show tonight at the Okoro Entertainment, and then on Sunday the 29th, he will also be at the famous TY Sport page, where he'll also be having a show. So as we speak, as well, not easy tonight, meaning Okoro Entertainment area is not easy tonight. Everybody are there to see their own son, brother, uncle, nephew, performing. So the folks are there, and also today, Honorable Jeremiah Gao-Sokan, District Number 1 representative, has turned over lead poles, transformers, wires, all of the material that are responsible to carry current to the native community, and turn everything over to the superintendent, and the superintendent also turn it over to the LRB Energy big man, Jerry Carr. According to Jerry, with all of those supplies being given to them, very shortly they're going to be electrifying some of those communities that need current. And some area have to do with the Grand Gila University on the Galloville Road. So people in Galloville also be benefiting from those pole and wire that have been given to them. Another area, major area, is the court area. So going to Maryland will have a court there. So people on Sano will also benefit from the current. Other towns along the road will be benefiting. The Gwen town will also have a current. So there are about 36 community that will benefit from this project. And also pay a visit to the Senator Zoe Manuel Peno in Tucson, have a meeting with him, and then he come back to his citizen. So far so good. He also visited the campus of the Zwedru Multilateral High School. According to him, pretty soon we'll be calling it Zwedru Multilateral Institute, because they will be receiving budgets from the government to carry on their own things, maybe hiring a teachers. They have to provide other services for them. So we visited the electrician area today, where students are there doing practicals and other things. So there are a lot of things, according to him, coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of things coming up that will be happening. There'll be opening of the Putu Iron Ore, that according to him, by the end of April, yeah, they're going to be putting that to Rex. So the citizens are happy with the information coming out from the representative, and most of them were accepted, getting those updates. And he said it's about time that they come together to work and see how best Zwedru City can be able to be electrified, and other nearby towns surrounding the city will also be able to be electrified. So they are working in the interest of the people. More to come, just a warm up to what is starting. So you continue in lobby state power, meeting other people to help. But you also thank the president of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Yema Boaka, for his effort towards his people. Because when he made a request to him, he was able to respond. Yeah.
All right, Alice.
So
Thank you for that beautiful summary. I sent you a message in your box long time today. But I see I'm not responding to it. Please take a look at it.
all right.
Thank you. So, Claudia, I want to come to you because you posted something in the chat room today. You posted something in the chat room that is very, and it has to do with the whole, border crisis and what have you. And I think it's from, is that ward.org, a group. And then you
Yeah.
say, hello, my fellow Africans. Guinea has deported nearly 1,000 Sierra Leoneans amid rising border tensions with Sierra Leone and Liberia. What impact do you think this will have on diplomatic relations among Mana River Union countries? West Africa Democratic Radio, that's what it is. Okay. Seeking your response. Okay. What is it? Talk to us about this, Claudia. Let's start out with this conversation first. Why you posted it and what does it mean? What response are they looking for?
Well, this was one of the conversations we had on the program way before we started talking about tension. It had a lot to do with land disputes, right? And we talked about the Mano River and the Union as a whole because they're unified under one or two or three, maybe four agreements. And looking at those agreements, the bottom line of it is a lot of the border parts doesn't have security or any kind of landscape that could say, hey, this side is Sierra Leone, this side is Lofa. You know what I mean? Some areas. And you find out a lot of farmers and those hunting in the bushes tend to find areas where they feel comfortable enough to harvest whatever it is they're in there for. And sometimes it might be in a neighboring country's land. So they're literally like scouting out individuals that are living in the bushes. There's indigenous people actually living up there, on the sidelines, on the outskirts part of the rural. There's a royal and a royal, and it's kind of worrisome because in the borders, like the border lines, immigration normally allows people to cross border without any documentation once you live there because every immigration officer is familiar with residents. They'll say, oh, yeah, Claudia is a Liberian. She's here at Jandema. Forward us out. We'll let her cross at Jandema to go in the market without a passport. So some people have boyfriends, relationships, engagements right next door, which is literally another country. And those are the people that are really actually being sought out. So it's literally like, to me, it appears like they're trying to clear that almost like in the middle, just clear it out so that they can have a bit of control of their land. Because what's happening in Liberia started right here. And for it to start expanding, probably been going through that, but we haven't been following it. So it shows a lot of severity. This is serious. I think this is it's intense and it's something that we have to keep a very close eye and ear to because that's how a lot of things entered in Liberia. Ebola, it started right somewhere around Lofa. It entered in. We were in a city like, yeah, whatever. But it still came and a lot of people died because of it. And tensions, right now,
A thing, or they're having line of sight issue. Okay. Mr. Nubo, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How is the city of Brotherly Love? Talk to us.
The city of Brotherly Love is cool and calm.
Okay.
I don't know what is a nickname for Dreadru? I want to ask Alex.
Zulu Whiskey.
Zulu Wesley is the nickname for
Zulu Whiskey.
Oh, Zulu Whiskey?
Yeah, Zulu Whiskey.
That's a nickname for Dreadru?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm shocked you don't know that.
Okay. I mean, I'm not sure here. I don't want people to be making up things now because I asked. So, Alex, how is Zulu Whiskey?
Okay, no. Alex already told us. We're gonna
no.
Alex give us a whole no, but we're in the process stage. Mr.
Alex
Lugo
does not even know what I'm talking about because you made up the name.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh no. No, Mr. Nubo, I'm surprised. The baby that was born in Labrador know what Zulu Whiskey is.
Okay. All right.
No kidding. You don't know what Zulu Whiskey is for real? Or you just joking? You're joking, right?
No, I don't know the nickname of Dreadru to be Zulu Whiskey.
Oh, it is. Yes. Yes, okay. Everybody knows that. When you say Zulu Whiskey, everybody know you're talking about Zwedru. Yes. But anyway, welcome to the show, Mr. Nubo.
Yeah, what are you talking about now?
Right. So, like today, we said we're going to start up on current event, and I was trying to engage Madam Claudia because she posted something in the chat room about, I think, from the West African radio community, and they were reporting on the 1,000 Sierra Leonean that were deported from Guinea, and that they were asking people to report.
And the Guinea people jam you now. Actually, the Guinea people jam your network. I can't hear you. So
I was asking Claudia. Mr. Nobody, did you guys hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, good. Fred the Veteran Smith, let me come to you. Do you have any current events you want us to start discussing at the moment?
I was just monitoring Front Page Africa story for Friday, and the deportation seems to be unfolding at one of the story, and I was reading it, how the Arche is playing a major role in our community in the diaspora.
Can you do us a favor, Mr. Smith? Can you send that information in the chat room so Fred
I think I sent it to you. If you check it, I think I sent it to you. If you look at it, the story, that one of the many story, but that was the main something that caught my attention. And they went back talking about this gentleman Abero, that Liberia, among Rwanda and other countries, as a third-party countries that America will be sending people to, and that matter hang in the court, but it seemed like America still trying to. It said the man was heading to Liberia, but then another country decided that they wanted him, but America still pushing for him to come to Liberia. I think you heard the story before in the past that there was some kind of arrangement, not only with Liberia, but among several African countries, Sudan, Rwanda, Ghana, that they will be receiving citizens from other countries and there's an arrangement made with them to citizens to go to them. But Liberia, it looked like Liberia haven't received anybody yet, but America still trying to make sure that gentleman comes to Liberia. But it been fluctuating in the court system in America. So whether he will come, but Liberia should be the destination. But there are other countries also want him to go too. So, but Front Page Africa focus on our citizen and how this having impact as arresting. In fact, it was so funny. A few minutes ago, I was talking to one of my daughter, and she said, "Oh, I'm concerned about you, the way that we see how us, taking people." I said, "No, and not everybody that will just take. Some people get paper, and they have other things, but it really disturbing family." And what is the focus of this Front Page story? Some of them left during the Civil War and came to America. They don't know Liberia as the way Liberia. They came very young age, maybe 5, 10 during the Civil War, and migrated, came to America. And they don't know Liberia. If they send them back, some of them, their parents got killed. So who they going to come to? And then they left children. Like this guy that they arrested, he have 5 American children, and just left with his fiance or his wife, and they took him, dropping to Ghana, then Ghana to Togo. So if you read that story, it really having impact, and there are more Liberian having similar story. Who did they come? Who do they come to? They don't know Liberia like the way they have. The culture have changed for some of them. They came very small after the Civil War, and they now made life in America. Now they must go back. Especially this guy, he said he went through, got permanent paper or got some kind of document, went through the process, but he found himself like other people as arresting them and putting them in a car and treating them in inhuman way, and I don't know, and that caught my attention because these are our brothers and sisters, citizens. I don't know where our foreign minister would get involved. I thought there was some arrangement to stop that Liberian, but it looked like it's happening.
Okay. But I think we should talk about this one you posted. I mean, the story you just talked about is great. It deserves our attention. But I think the second one you posted deserves our attention more, which has to do with the Liberian National Police, the LDEA, not the police. I'm sorry, the LDEA
Okay.
seizing 1.18 million in cash, narcotics at the Bullwater side, and is the Guinea National arrested, and the Guinea National arrested. The way they wrote it, kind of, I think what they tried to tell us was the Guinea National involved with this. So, our Mr. Wulu, we don't want to see your bag, sir. And can you post the information on the screen for us? The National Police, sorry, the LDA arresting $1.18 million narcotic in cash and narcotic at the Bullwater side store. Let's talk about that. I think that deserves our attention. Veteran Smith, you posted it in the chat room. So let's have you give us an overview about it. Or I want to read the entire story so that our viewers can can understand what we're talking about here. So, but I want Ellie to post that first. But while Ellie is posting that, talk to us about this. Was it actually the Guinean national that was involved in here? I mean, the headline seemed to be
Yeah, yeah,
kind of.
yeah. And when I read it first, what got to my attention, I thought they were talking about Lofa, because Lofa they talk about Bull Water side, but now the other Bull Water side are in Cape Man region. So the
Mhm.
Bull Water side seems to be a common name in Liberia that they call Bull Water side. So that what got my attention first. I thought it was happening at the border, 4-year border. But then when I started reading it, they talk about Bull Water side in Cape Man.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
so that really changed the focus from one side to the other side, and they were on the regular beat, and they went to and then they seized the drugs. But then when they look in the car,
Mr.
they
Smith,
saw that.
what do you mean by regular beat?
Okay, that means that they were maneuvering on the border, Cape Man border.
Regular
uh,
patrol, you mean?
Patrol, yeah, that's the right word, patrol. And then they saw this. They caught him first in his car, and when they look in the car, they saw the drugs. But then when they look in the car, they were surprised to see that quantity of funds. What's the figure? 1 point something.
1.18 million.
Okay, is it Liberian dollar or American dollar?
I think
Because
it's American dollar because they didn't specify.
okay. So that caught their attention. And this guy, and then they found out his nationality, and then they took him, apprehended him, and then they going through the investigation, and then all the parties involved, looking at it. But the story, as they go through the investigation, more things will come up. Someone around that border area, that may he been, why would he travel with that quantity of money
Mm-hmm.
within the car? That the first thing caught my attention. Who were he carrying that money to?
Yeah.
And then it said drugs. They found drugs in the car. So there's a lot of the story that was not told that need to be told. But it seemed that that drugs penetrate from border to border, from one country to the other country around there. And if we're not careful, that's how. And the type of drugs they were talking about, that's the type of drugs that they use in the hospital. Those powerful drugs that you use when you have a headache or you going through operation,
Mm-hmm.
that they take
And they got
you
to
to.
sedate you and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the people making money. So were he making the money from this drug sale, or he was carrying the drugs and additional money were with him? So that's part of the investigation. We
Right.
don't know what. Mhm.
So Wulu, are you close to getting the story up so we can want to read the article?
Well, I have series of questions.
Is it about
How
this?
about this story here?
So I wanted to read the article and then we'll go
Okay,
into the
no, no,
discussion.
no.
Yeah,
Maybe
just continue.
answer my
If I get it
question.
done, I'll let you guys know.
When you can answer my questions through reading it. George Noble is traveling from Ivory Coast to Maryland County, and you stop him. And I have $1.8 million cash in my vehicle. And I have no medicine for hospital. What are my charges? What are the charges against me? They didn't catch drugs, illegal drugs in my vehicle. they caught money, the money they desperately looking for in my vehicle. So what crime have I committed? Because I didn't go through the banking system from Ivory Coast to Liberia, because you have to, that amount of money got to go through the banking system. I can say I forgot. I didn't know about it. But you bring my money, I will go back to the Ivory Coast and transfer the money to Liberia.
Mr. Nuba, that's a great question you asked. That's a great, because it's something quickly came to mind. About the Nigerian guy when Banks was what's the name?
Philip Banks.
Philip Banks was the Minister of Justice on Ellen, and they arrested that guy money. In the end, the court ordered them to give the guy his money back.
Yes.
At that time, Philip Banks and Ellie Johnson already ate the man money. They couldn't get the man money back.
Philip Banks and Ellie Johnson, Sally, and her son. Who was national security man.
Yeah, exactly. Fumba, yes.
Yes.
They took the Nigerian guy money, and when the court ordered to give it back, they couldn't get the guy money back. So when you ask that question, immediately hit my mind. I say, I can see what Mr. Nuba going with this stuff. But I think the question that will be, did he declare the money when he got to the border? Or where was he arrested? I think the article will tell us, and I can read it from my phone, but I want to put it up. I don't know why it's taking so long to put the article up today. It should be an easy thing to do. But so when I read the book, I'll be able to see it. But that's a great question, Mr. Nubo. And it's something like a replay, right? A repeat with what happened with the Nigerian guy. So I think the Nigerian guy was almost $500,000, but this guy, we're talking about 1.18 million. That's a lot of money that he will be carrying on him, especially if it is United States dollars. If it is a Liberian dollar, that still to us a lot of money. But
Mr. Wright, what Mr. Numa is saying, can Guinea get involved? We already dealing with Guinea on the border, and it is the Guinean National Court on Liberian soil with this drug something. Can they get involved and say we're representing our citizen?
That's a tricky question there. In fact, who knows? Doumbouya seems to be a very irrational guy. I mean, just looking at what he's doing with his neighbors. He went to Sierra Leone, slapped the Sierra Leone head around. Now he's coming to Liberia, slapping our heads around. Who knows how he's going to perceive this thing? He could perceive this as a retribution, right? Okay, because I went into the land, they must be having border crisis issue, so they want to arrest my citizen. You know what I mean? Who knows how the guy going to look at this thing? So you're right. How they're going to react is very, very important.
But Liberian law say if you are caught illegally with illegal drugs, anything found with you in the arrest, they can take it too. Okay. So the first was the drugs; it was illegal drugs, and then secondly, they found money.
I mean, so let me read the article.
Veteran Smith two different things. Drugs that used at hospitals.
Let me read the article.
How can we use illegal drugs at our hospitals?
Mr. Noble, let me read the article, then we'll go into the discussion. Okay. So the article reads, LDEA seizes $1.18 million in cash. Narcotics at Bowater side. Guinean national arrested. See, the way they wrote the article, all right.
Yeah, that 1.8 million narcotic in cash,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to me.
That's what I'm saying, you know. Yeah. You know.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
But
Go
let's see
ahead.
let's see what it says in the article. Officers of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency have arrested 45-year-old Guinean national, confiscated suspected narcotics along with a staggering 1.18 million in cash during a routine border inspection at the Bullwaterside crossing in Grand Cape County. According to an officer briefing released Friday by Fitzgerald T.M. Biogo, Deputy Commissioner of Police, who is also the officer in charge of the agency. The arrest occurred on Thursday, March 26, at approximately 5 p.m. when officers assigned to the Grand Cape detachment conducted a routine search at Bullwaterside port of entry. The suspect, identified as Alpha M. Jallo, a resident of Mamba Point in Monrovia. Okay, this is a whole new twist. This guy lives in Monrovia. Was apprehended after officers discovered 2 packs of tapentadol. Okay, you're giving this here. Tapentadol. This seems like the medical name. Tapentadol, valued at approximately 50,000 Liberian dollar. The substance was reportedly concealed in a blue Toyota minibus bearing the Guinean plate, a Guinean license plate BH-5002. Authorities say the discovery took a dramatic turn when officers uncovered a large cache of cash totaling 1.187 million inside the same vehicle. The origin and intended use of the money remain under investigation. Jallo is currently in LDA custody and undergoing further investigation as authorities prepare for possible prosecution. Meanwhile, the seized cash has been turned over to custom authorities and is being held by Officer Pauline S. Gould, who is assigned at the Bullwaterside border post. The LDA, operating under the Ministry of Justice, says it will continue to provide updates as the investigation progresses. The seizure marks one of the most significant cash interceptions at the Liberian border in recent times and raises fresh concern about cross-border region. And I don't want to think he's going on and off. So, Mr. Nubo, you asked a very brilliant question. So let bring you in now to talk about it more. So this guy is carrying tapentadol, TAPNPENDRTO. That's how it's spelled. Tapentadol, whatever you want to call it. Value of 50,000 Liberian dollars. But he lives in Maba Point, and he's a Guinean national. So, are we looking at should an LD and the police be thinking that this guy is acting along with other actors? Because he's not just coming to the country; he lives in the country. So, what it seems to me is that he has gone across the border to receive these consignments and to bring them into the country. Or am I just, thinking aloud here? Mr. Nubo.
Well, let me get mine. Tapendadorf as Veteran Smith said, it's medicine that is used as clinics and hospitals. Is a pain relieving medicine. I get maybe 500 bottles of tapentadol. I'm coming from Ivory Coast, and I'm trying to donate that to JJ Dawson Hospital and Plimo Health Center. And I have $1.8 million cash in there. I don't see any reason besides the custom officers telling me you have to go back to Ivory Coast and send that money through bank transaction. Why they will confiscate the money? It doesn't make any sense to me. And I feel that there is a side issue, and I feel that we are wasting our time tonight whereby we are to be talking about the Guinea-Liberian border issue. Talking about Panthervidol or Padoran or whatever it is. I feel that it's a waste of our time, and it's a waste of our listener time, and it's a waste of Liberian people time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nuba.
Mr. Ray?
Claudia?
Yes, I'd like to come. I'd definitely like to come in.
Come in, ma'am.
This is a very serious concern. Number one, the media controls the reaction of everyone right now, because we are depending on the media to let us know what's happening in the rural parts of our country. You have a national that lives in Liberia. He's a resident of Liberia. I don't think the headline should have had anything to do with Guinea, because we all know that people go to Guinea, cars from Guinea transport individuals into Sierra Leone, into Liberia and other parts of the country and bear their license plate. So Guinea was not supposed to be signified. Should have been a male of 34 arrested with a large consignment. 2, tramadol, tafenadol, sleeping tablets are drugs. Children are taking it by the strip. And when they're in that particular mode of being high off this drug, you can say, my man, let's go hijack. Let's go rob someone. Let's go kill. Let's go rape. And they're going to go. They're zombies. They're Muppets. The Regulatory Drug Agency has a ban when it comes to the way medications are handled, distributed, manufactured, and so on and so on. No agency in Liberia will allow another person to cross border with medications. Even amoxicillin, if found in your luggage at the border, you can be held by immigration, LDEA, and everybody else. It's against the law. Now, you talk about a high consignment of drugs that can liably allow someone to control hundreds of people. You're talking about 500,000 LD. A strip of tramadol and tafenadol and all those other dolls and pills is $1,000 Liberian for a strip. So you do the math. And that money could be used to pay the people that are going to be given these drugs. Who knows if Jallo was not assigned to go for that consignment, like Mr. Rice said, and told to bring it back and distribute it along the borders to Apikine, so that they can feel this, that you get in East 300, 500, so they can buy what they need about it, disturb, cause some noise. Why would Liberia arrest that amount of money and hand it over to our government, already signifying that he's a Guinean national. That money belongs to Guinea. You can keep it for the case as evidence, but once all of that is said and done, it has to be turned back over to Guinea, because that is the whole thing here. He's a Guinean national. This is very serious. It could be a setup, because that's a lot of money. The Guinean government can request that money. They can request that person, because that's also a national security threat to their country as well. Who moves around with that kind of money? Money men and second put in their Hummer Jeeps and ride from border to border. George Ware Seth would not do it. Our president would not do it. You would not fly from over there and come to Liberia with that amount of money. So that's a question by itself. Who was to get paid and who is supposed to get paid and who owns that consignment that he's bringing here? Yes, he needs to be held. In fact, LDA needs to hand him over to the higher authority, because it's too creepy. This is one of the highest busts in terms of physical cash that the LDA has made that I can really recall. So I think this needs to be internally. In fact, Interpol needs to be investigating this. So that's all I have to say.
I couldn't agree with you more, Madam Claudia, but let me bring in Veteran Smith to add his voice to this. I mean, I totally disagree with Mr. Nubo. This is an issue that borders on national security, and it borders on health. It borders on the future of our country. So we cannot underestimate the impact of this story. And I'm glad that we're talking about it. So, Mr. Smith, what's your take?
First, I wanted to touch on how this drug is illegal. You can recall when they were dealing with the impact of drugs into our country, having impact on the young people and all of that. The Ministry of Health came across and listed all of the different drugs that they consider to be illegal. And this drug was one of those put in that category as illegal drugs. So anywhere of our border passing that, if they see these type of drugs, they will be considered illegal drugs. If you can also recall, one of what's his name, man? An important figure in Liberia. He have a lot of cars, and I just forgot his name. He was carrying similar drugs. I know say somebody used his trucks and were carrying.
Talking about Kalando.
Yeah, this the same type of drugs that would be. But he said his driver, he was not aware of it. They took him to court. I don't know the outcome of such a story, but he said he was not aware of that. They just used his trucks, but they were carrying these same similar drugs across the country. His driver, and so whenever these drugs are found and it have been classified as illegal drugs, whether used in the hospital for whatever, but under Liberia law, they have considered these drugs as illegal drugs. So when such a thing happens, and whoever are caught, whether from the border or inside the terrain of Liberia or the territory of Liberia, the law enforcement people will take such an action, because these drugs are, especially the quantity of the consignment, bring question, needs investigation. Where was he carrying it to? And then you see that amount of money on hand. So that money would have been given to someone to keep, who is in authority, and whether at the Justice Ministry or wherever in line, to keep that money as the investigation go on. And this won't be the last time we'll be hearing this story, because more details will be coming, from the story, but it just boggled my mind that we're dealing with border on one hand, and yeah, it's another border we are being aware of that drugs penetrate our country through borders. So it just happened. How did the commissioner or the police or the immigration people who trigger them to know uh, in their patrol of that border to find this suspicious transaction in the car, the drugs, and the money? And this also showed new light that we need to protect our borders. We need to protect our borders. What happened if they have missed this opportunity, not finding this gentleman and the drugs come through? So it shows that a lot of things that enter Liberia pass through the border. Are we taking care of our border properly? And what this will show that we need to do more job on our borders because we miss these opportunity. It could slip through our country, and we are already struggling from drugs. How we treat the situation for the impact of drugs on our youth, and they're trying to do that. And now, yes, an opportunity that quantity of drugs coming through. That means we haven't done well yet. We still need to do more, and our border need to be secure.
I just want to comment a bit as it relates to the border because I normally cross it frequently. It has been a while since Liberia has had to shift officers around as it relates to the border, because for the past, let's just say good strong 8 years, the border has been very tight, and I know that they've had a lot of arrests. They've been able to scout out a lot of smugglers, because that's what we call them. But we also know that the border is also divided not just by that bridge, but we have water. We have canoes that are hidden within the lagoon, within the brush of the rivers that can cross big consignments that up to now people don't even know the road of which that consignment passes through. We do know that there are a lot of corruption and corrupt individuals and syndicate systems at the border. And because of what's going on in Guinea, I don't think there's no friendlies right now. So that means if Jallo had a friendly at the border that used to allow him to cross with consignments, if he has been doing it for quite a while, now because we're having this tension with Guinea, everyone is upset because we don't really know what's going on. We're in the city. We don't really know what's going on. We're in Bami. We don't really know what's going on. But we're very careful when it comes to Guinea. So therefore, I don't think he had a friendly willing to work along with him. So I'm sure there was a tip off, because when you cross, you have so many different people that you have to interact with before you actually enter in Liberia. You pass through the Sierra Leone immigration, you pass through customs, which is a tedious process because you got to open your bags. Unless you're a rich man, you got to open your bags. And if you are rich, that means you are able to facilitate all the 11 officers in that room, because they're going to say, open your bag, and you have to open it. And if you have a friendly within customs, because that's the only place that can allow you to get your consignment across, you're literally just going to pay him some money. He'll tell you, keep your bag inside, your car inside, just bring that small one, just leave the other one in the car. I will handle that. But because of the Guinea tension, we don't know if it's bombs coming in here. We don't know if we got grenades. We don't even know if they're smuggling children to start doing mass damage to our country. So they decided to check his bag. So the stigma of being a Guinean national already is above all odds. So I'm sure that they were doing their job, which they not naturally do, but there was a little bit of racism based on the fact that he's a Fula man, he's a Jalo. We know him to be tea and bread, not carrying duffel bags. They're expecting to see milk, cups, maybe some eggs, condiments that represent a tea and bread shop, not a duffel bag that sounds like elastic and plastic and everything inside. So they did a double check and they caught him, I'm sure. You know, the LDA doesn't function on what they feel like functioning on. They function like hound dogs. They look at you and look at your demeanor. They look at your lips. They look at the tips of your fingers. They know when you're associated with drugs. Those guys are smart. So I'm sure that they went and did everything that they do as an agency to be able to scout this guy out. And they did a good job. I think we can sleep good tonight, but they have to be, like Veteran said, they have to be very scopal to our border because everything enters from our borders.
You're muted. Archie, you are muted. You are still muted.
Sorry, Chief. Yeah. Mr. Nippy, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, sir, for asking.
All right. Welcome to the show, sir. I'm going to come back to you, but we're halfway through the show, and so I want to go to the call, to the phone line and take a few calls, and then we'll come back. I think I want to give my own perspective because I think Claudia nailed it, and I want to come back on that same note. But how is Mr. Wulu leaving us again? Wants to go to the line. Mr. Wulu.
At work, at home, we'll start a party with you anywhere.
Mr. Wulu. I just spoke up going to the line, and he left his seat. Anyways, let's continue with the conversation. Here's what I want to say. You are right on the money, Claudia. Okay, Wulu is back to Mr. Wulu. Let's take at least three to four calls, and then we'll come back, please, because this story is kind of too juicy for all to go too far from it. Mr. Wulu, let's take at least 3 calls, man. Okay, 3 calls, the most 4 calls, and then come back. Let's continue, please. Come back. Let's continue, please.
Yes, and of course, that's it this evening here on Top 105.3. Those of you there in Radio Land and monitoring us here, and those of you watching us online, it's about time that we go to the phone line and pick you up here and let's hear you. You listen to the panel discussion on this issue. Maybe you want to contribute towards this. Yeah, so let's hear from you by calling us on 0776 105 105 881 14 3504, and we will pick her with a cartoon. Hello, Chief. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Wulu. Good evening, and good evening to our professors. Welcome in the evening class, and a happy weekend. Thank you. Please bring me up to speed. Are we to speak only on the issue about the Gedeh national who was arrested with a huge sum of money, or inclusive of other issues maybe concerning like our county grand jury, so that we can know how to proceed?
Yeah, we're talking about all.
Okay, thank you. So I want to start out with my own county grand jury. The electrical material that were brought in county and delivered today by Representative Sokan question. Even on one of your sister platform, the Voice of Gedeh platform, we call and pose this question. The question is, how can you bring such a huge quantity electrical material in county, then Mr. Superintendent want to receive it without proper accountability and transparency be done to the people of Gedeh County. We are yet to know the number of pieces of light poles that were brought in county. Secondly, we are yet to know the number of wires, electrical wires, as well as transformers. So when you bring in huge quantity of those materials, the quantity must be known by the citizen, the cost of those material must be known, and who actually purchased those material must also be known by the citizen. It is not about, I talk with the government, thanks be to the EDC manager that speedily able to respond to my request through the office of the president, and we want to say thank you. All of these things, yes, it can be said, but be transparent, be bold in love. Someone to know. We are still asking questions to know who actually brought in those materials for Gedeh County, how much the cost of those materials, the quantity of those materials. These are things we are struggling to understand.
So to put you on track, to put you on track, Bedekatu, he said 200,000, and then for the pole, he said 90.
90 pieces of poles?
Yes. And then 200,000 okay. Material.
So the amount is contradicting because there was also an amount of $50,000 spent. So one of the 50,000 was for transportation, it was for purchasing, or whatever it's for. Secondly, on the issue of when someone made on $US together with drugs, in my mind, I am looking at it from two phases. The first phase is going to be right now as it stands. Bulk of those business people that are Guinea coming to places in Liberia, Sierra Leone, and other countries they think they can go to for their money to be secured and carry on their businesses. Because the action, the way the guy is proceeding with leadership, I mean, they don't understand nothing. The second aspect of it could be a setup. It could be a setup. Like I always say, it's a sign of provoking us to anger. I mean, you break, you can add an hour, man. Yes, okay. Take the huge amount of money with small quantity of drugs attached to it. All you penetrating the border of Liberia to go in, and definitely they will want to arrest you. If they arrest you, we will be watching them to see how they're going to handle the matter with you. If they don't proceed the way we expect it to be, then they have us now to contend with them. We got a case on them. So sometimes this thing can be a strategy. In the army, we call that F&E, friendship and enemy. Go and apply friendship on them. At the end, it becomes enemy shit. Go to know their strength. So our government had to be careful. This is seeing Guinea that came here overnight and demand for one of their citizens to be released, or else they will not live on RRA. And fear grab our people, they were able to release their citizens. Who knows? They got President Mamadou could place a call and say, you release that man. Other than that, something will happen. Or you release a man, then all your land you've been talking about will really release it onto your too. Then our government release a man. At the end of the day, we become a victim. So we need to be careful as to how we are proceeding with this matter.
Thank you so much for being on the show. 076-105-88-114-3504. 0776-105-105 88-114-3504. Those of you watching us, you can also call. The last number is our WhatsApp on the phone 0776-105-105 88-114-3504. The numbers to put you to here, and you're going to be live. We got 3 more calls, and then we go back. 0776 105 105 881 143504. 0776 105 105 881 143504. And let's hear you quickly here this evening on the program. I beg to differ. We go on the line and pick up. Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
You're near. Where do you join up from?
I'm J. Budget Junior calling from FP Community.
Can you please be audible? The panel are not getting you. Hearing me, I'm not getting you.
I'm J. Budget Junior calling from Bolivia.
Welcome to the show.
Hello? Thank you very much. I want to speak on the first issue about Gedeh County.
Okay.
You know, when somebody are doing something for you, the first thing you might appreciate the person. The next one have to do with any problem. You know, the security network in Liberia is working. But the people are unpaid. This is the reason why you see all these things are going on. So everything that is done in Liberia, we need to see reason that let the country borders be protected by the security. When you the security are paid, the people that penetrating the border, they will not able to come over and do any other thing in the place here. Illegal drugs will not enter the place. People will not enter with money here without the government concern.
Thank you so much for being part of the show. 0776 105 105 881 0776 105 105 881 143504. We pick up this caller.
Yeah, hello, good evening again, Eric.
Good evening.
This is Mr. Nathaniel Chesabu calling you support Bazon District.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I want to speak on three things. I still reiterated my core on the program here today in line today concerning the representative. I just want to make some correction in the studio called by the representative that spent the material drawing worth $280,000.
Okay.
And then you talk about 90 pieces of the pole.
Yeah.
But the wire was not mentioned how many rows of wire cables or
Sure.
That's one to congratulate you. Whether the central government assisted the county, Liberian electricity personnel, because of the 400,000 used my second point had to do with the our brethren and sisters that sacrifice after many years in Europe or our program as a doctor. They didn't fight to say I want to go work in Monrovia at JFK, but they decided to come back home and work, and they have been specialized. These people are pleased to announce to the Ministry of Health to see the we will pay them $98.68 per month That money, myself, I just to go to the market yesterday, and I didn't buy anything faithful.
Okay.
So please, I'm speaking to the panelists to bring the one to the attention of the Deputy Minister for Finance and the Minister of Health, and let us see something to do very important. As visited today, the Martha Tubman Memorial Hospital, they have got some of the information, and definitely we don't see reason our legislative purpose to address the issue. We will make many doctors from our hospital. The care issue have to do with this gentleman they arrested. I believe our agents and security have been very watchful. We're going to encourage them to still be more watchful. Especially that guy being arrested. These particular ethnic are not in connection, neither in support of the dictator president of our neighboring country, the Fulans. So what they do, maybe there are more quantity of money they want to bring in crime in Liberia. But bringing drugs, we got to be very mindful to investigate, to be some sort of setup. Then lastly, the border. I want to appeal to all our representatives and senators that all official break. I'm appealing to them to have emergency meeting to discuss the Guinean military forces that are on our soil. They are taking 3 weeks, 1 month, and have been waiting for many years. I know. If these guys continue to invade in your country and you continue to still be doing it on the diplomatic way, yeah, it's good, but let our Minister of Defense, the Chief of Staff, do something by deploying a military troop in our place and getting a special commandment that they will only retaliate when the aggressor attacks. But if we are still on the diplomatic means, okay, but let our men be present in the Puya district. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being part of the show. So, folks, we take one more call and then we go back to the panelists here. 0776105105 881-14-3504. We pick up one more call and then we go back. 0776-105-105 881-14-3504. You're going to be part of the show. Let's hear you on the phone line here tonight. 776-105-105 881-14-3504. 0776-105-105 881-14-3504. And you're going to be live tonight on top 105.3. And let's hear you. 776-105-105 881-14-3504. Let me see the time. Okay, 11:30. I'm going to go back to the panelists. Yeah, but within that 2 minutes, if I can get the caller, and then we'll go back to the panelists. But for now, we'll allot about 2 minutes to you to have you on. Like just 1 minute. So 11:30, if we don't get you, we'll go back to the panelists. 0776-105-105 881-14-3504. 0776-105-105 881-14-3504. And let's hear you tonight on the program. I beg to differ. You've been following the show here. Listen to our panelists discussing the wiring issue here. It's about time that we hear from you. 776-105-105 881-14-3504. We take our team song as we await you to join us on the phone line.
I beg to differ.
776-105-105 881-14-3504. Let's hear you tonight on the phone line. Okay, so that's it. With no time to waste, we will hold it there and go back to the panelists continues the show. Mr. Rice said, lead the line. Mr. Numbo, it's up to you guys. I think Mr. Rice will be back.
Okay. While we await the comeback of Mr. Wright, we have a panelist here, very important panelist, who can go down to the common people. We call it down waterside people. We got waterside people in every country now, every city, every town. So we need to give Honorable Nippy the room to spill out what he has. Thank you. Honorable Nippy, you are welcome.
Well, thank you very much, fellow panelists and those in the radio land under the sound of my voice. I want to bring greetings to all of us, and those of us who will be listening, those driving in their burial cars, in the market, at home. Greetings. Subject matter here is all about Liberia and Liberia matters much. It can drive you from any country in the world, but it cannot drive you from Liberia. So Liberia is like your mother or your father. No matter what you do, how you do what you do, your dad might spank you, your mother might reprimand you, you still become their son or their daughter. So that's who you will be until you pass out. I think over here you're talking about Grand Gedeh. Someone brought about the question about what the superintendent has received, the quantity and the value thereof. There was a lady talking on the national security importance. I didn't get her name because I was in the background.
That was
And then,
Claudia. That was Claudia, one of the panelists on the show. You know her.
oh, Claudia. Thanks for that correction. And I have speak so elegantly about the issues on the discussion. And there was a response from Mr. Wu concerning $290,000, $290,000 and 90 polls. So I think that issue should be clear. On the question of the security breach, I call that security breach. Whether the person was given were authorized to enter Liberia or not, that person was not to come with narcotics or anything such as contraband item, or the amount of money he was coming with allegedly to the tune of $1 million plus. That should have been channeled to a bank. Whether it is the intention of those on the other side to have seen how porous the border is, whether the security, the custom guys will be able to detect, or whether the Bureau Drug Enforcement Agency will be able to detect. But I think they got their answer, that the people at the border are vigilant. Nevertheless, the poor salaries that they are being paid. They are vigilant. Now, technique and mechanics comes into various forms. Whether it was intentionally done to give him $1 million, and what purpose was the $1 million given? Is he a businessman?
So, Mr. Nippet, let me give you another background on this. Mr. Jallo is a resident of Liberia. He lives in Mamba Point. So I just want to, maybe that will give you a little bit of insight.
And he was traveling to Guinea, or he was traveling from Guinea?
He was traveling from Guinea into Liberia, coming back home, if you like.
And so we understand that he was traveling by a motor vehicle.
Yes.
No, I mean, according to the explanation, I believe he was traveling from Sierra Leone to Liberia.
Yeah, yeah, you come through Bullwater South.
Not Guinea.
Oh, no, not Guinea, not Guinea. He's not coming from Guinea, coming through Bullwater South from Sierra Leone.
Okay.
Okay. But if you recall the other time I said that you have Fula in Guinea, Fula in Ivory Coast, Fula in Sierra Leone, just as you have Fula in the Republic of Liberia. So these are nomadic tribes, just like the Maninka from Mali, and they are business-minded. But why would you choose to come with $1.something million or $1 million?
1.187 million.
Why did he choose 1,187,000? Why did he choose to come with such an amount? It should be the prerogative of the National Security Agency to delve into his reason pertaining to why he would want to come with such a huge amount. Then there is an annex to the money that he's coming with, something like about drugs.
Yes. Tapendador, a $50,000 Liberian worth.
Panadol?
Tapendador, a Tapendrtol.
Oh, it sounds like Panadol.
Yeah,
but
Tapendador, right.
Okay. That drug has been taken off the market for some many years. So why is he bringing it out into Liberia? It has to be investigated by those who are close with the authority. I think the reinforcement of agents at those border points is will be a healthy exercise to prevent people from coming in, marching as it were, they march into something apart. Thankfully, we have people who are curious, because that's the first thing you do when somebody comes across the border, whether they have passport or not. You want to look in that bag or those bags that they have. If possible, you want to fix them if the suspicion is high. You want to read their body language, because there are those who will pretend like they got nothing on them and look like normal people. There will be others who will be trembling when they get to the border point. You have to look at their eyes, how they look at you. When you look at them straight, what their posture is, all of those mechanics have to be exercised, such that make you to know exactly this person is not me. That woman has something. And when it is a woman, you send a female officer to the searching, fixing, and what have you. If it is a male, you do that with the male. So all I can say is that the government should be more vigilant, because if such a quantity of medicational things or drugs will be coming through the border. Then we ask a question: what has been happening and coming across the border? The
So, Mr.
1.7.
Nippy, we're gonna put you in the.
No, I want to come.
You will come in, Mr. Nuba. You will come in. I just want to let Mr. Nippy know that we're going to be bringing all the questions to him based on the fact that he is our expert on the pounder.
Okay.
So, if you have a question, Mr. Nuba, go ahead, sir.
Yes, Mr. and Honorable Nippy, the tapendo we're talking about was made illegal in Liberia in 2023. And what is it for? Severe back pain, cancer-related pain, pain after surgery, chronic nerve pain, like diabetic, neurotic. That's what it is for. And in Liberia, we banned down in 2023. It is, maybe that's what made it illegal. Why are we associating that with the $1.18 million cash? How do we know that money came from Petrodol or what have you? The government can be sued. And the government will not have, like in any administration, the government will not have any explanation. And the front page news is Gedeh National, which I feel is not a very good title. And from the get-go tonight, I said that my appetite was discussing the Liberia-Guinea border issue, not this issue here, because this issue is a side issue. Anyway, that's my position, but comment on it. Thank you.
Mr. Nippet?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Nuba is done. Are you going to comment, or you want to? He made a comment. You didn't question.
Well, I think he has a fine point on that, but I beg to differ a little.
Okay.
Right.
In the United States of America, here you can't come with $1 million on the airplane, or you just walk across the border with $1.something million, $1,180,000 something. It's a form of smuggling.
Yes.
It's a form of smuggling. Why should this Liberian or Liberian resident with a background of being a Fula just walk over the line into Liberia with such a huge amount? What is the purpose? Why didn't he use a bank, which is the prime institution for transfer of money. Since he's a rich man, he has $1 million. Why didn't he do it? So it's a question of smuggling, and the drug itself is a question of smuggling because the drug, as I understood from Mr. Lugo, was banned 2023. And as a matter of fact, Panadol is not being used all worldwide. So where did he get the drug from? Why did he decide to come to Liberia with such a huge quantity? So it's a risk to our people's lives. And I think the security should probably that in conjunction with the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. They should probably that uncle, why must he come with such a huge amount?
Okay. Before I go to Claudia, I want to ask my one question.
Before you go there, I want to make some clarification.
Okay, go ahead.
Honorable Nippy. On this show, I said the only crime I saw in the whole transaction was not going through the banking institutions.
But yeah,
I said that. And number two was I said that the whole discussion is irrelevant because we need to be discussing Liberia Guinea border issue. So that's my clarification. Let's go to
No, I beg to differ before you go to Claudia. It is essential to note that you cannot pass through a border with an outdated drug. You cannot, you should not, you must not. Because internationally, you cannot pass through another country border with undeclared drugs until they arrest the drugs.
Okay.
Two, you cannot come through another country border with a sizable or huge amount of cash. Three, we cannot be sure whether the 1.187 million is actually United States dollar or it is Liberian dollar. That has not been made clear to me. So no matter what denomination those amounts may be, the question is why? Why didn't he use a bank? So you are trying to smuggle that amount into the market, and then it has a propensity to undermine the economy.
President of Monrovia. It's not smuggling. He is a resident of Monrovia.
Why didn't he send it by the bank? You can't come in at any port of entry in the world with 1.187 or $78 million of any currency. You cannot do that.
No way.
I cannot go to Belgium and have 1 million on my person and pass through the custom. In fact, I will not even be able to pass through the Dallas airport.
Okay. I think we are running in a circle.
Okay, yeah.
I said the problems I had with this issue. I said that the man should have gone through the banking system.
So that this is where smuggling comes in.
Let me learn. And I said that, how will the Liberian government associate the arrest with painkillers?
Because it was found on him. It was found on the arrested individual.
But the question is
No. The ban in 2023. But how do they pinpoint that they $1.18 million they came from that painkiller drugs.
No, that's not a question they're going to
Yeah,
ask.
exactly.
That's not a question they're going to ask. There are two questions. There are two separate incidents you're talking about there. But both of them are hinged on smuggling. Smuggling of, I would call it a contraband because they have banned that drug since 2023. Internationally, you cannot use that drug for headache. You cannot use it for back pain. You cannot use it for knee pain or anything associated with analgesic because it's in the derivatives of analgesic. You cannot use that. So why is he bringing it to Liberia? Why didn't he post it by air and declare at customs at the Roberts International Airport and take delivery of it? The question is answered in the negative, that he was afraid that the custom will grab those drugs and then he will be penalized. So he thought for a long time and said, what do I do? How do I get this drug into Liberia? Because the system in Liberia, they don't check on anything. And I can put it in pharmacy.
Mine now the most or the
No, but that's why a security man always do.
Okay, I wanna go to the panelist, Mr. Nuvo.
The security man will always establish the modus operandi.
Right?
No, sir. No. Every panelist here is real. I just want to. Before I go to I gotta plug my little question in here, Mr. Nippin. And
please do.
Madam Claudia brought a very significant point.
Mm-hmm.
And you, being a security expert, I want you to really look into this because I think we are focusing too much, which is right, and rightfully so, on the amount and the drugs. But what we are not looking at here is the other important side of this, which is how this guy, like you just said, Honorable Nippin, that in Labro, we don't watch these things. So they just come through our border because they're so porous. How would a guy have a $1.187 million on him and he can't get through Liberia easily? I want people to process that. This man is coming in with $1.187 million, according to From Beach, Africa. And yet he got caught. Mr. Nippy, you've been a security man. Let's think about it for a moment. Was this guy giving up? And if he was giving up, are we dealing with a bunch of cartels operating in our space that are competing for markets, that they are trying to get rid of one another so that the other one can rise up and become the leader in that space? Because this guy did not just get arrested just like that. Somebody give him up. Nobody walks through a border with 1.178 million and can find a way through and got arrested, let alone a border like Liberia. Mr. Nippin, please give us your sense on this.
Well, I think in the profession we thrive on intelligence. An intelligent brief definition is any information that is passed on to a security officer or an institution which can be used at the moment or terrible at a subsequent time to be utilized. So that would be the layman's definition of intelligence. I tend to agree with you that it's a syndicate, and he might have appeared to be the kingpin of the syndicate, and they tried to break his back. So someone, we call that leapfrog, somebody went way ahead of him and said, well, Mr. John Doe is coming wearing a brown suit. He has a black beard that contains this. And he has another blue bag that contains the other thing.
What do you have going on, Mr.
So the security will not just go to him and just go right there. No, the technique and mechanics have to be employed. Doing your due diligence, and in pursuit of doing your due diligence, you ask for bag egg. Sir, good afternoon. How are you this afternoon? They go down to the family just so cause them to be relaxed. How's your family? How you left your family over there? All right. I said, so I'm James Doe. May I inspect your bag? That tip off led to the question. And even if you were not tipped off, vigilance gives a prime reason for security to do what they have to do to uncover and discover people who are bent on criminal conduct. So there are two things. Either there was a tip off, and two, because the security at the border, they are vigilant. And in application of their vigilant mechanics, they discovered the man had $1.187 million. The second thing to establish is this real money? It could be anti-breeze or it could be counterfeit. So that has to be established. So with this anti-breeze, why is he bringing so much money that will have a tendency to flood the market and damage the economy? So that's a crime right there. If it is real money, why is it that he did not decide to go through the banking system, but decided to smuggle the money, whether he's a resident or not resident, whether he's a businessman or non-businessman? The fact that he decided to pass through that border with such a huge amount, counterfeit, anti-breeze, or real money, the government of Liberia has to know, has to investigate. The second thing is the syndicate. Maybe through him. You know, sometimes little children play and that mechanics come the ball all the time. And when you grab one, you say, no, that's not my one, oh. That's not my one. And so when you do interrogation, because we have two methods. One is in your the interview. I mean, in the investigation, you can start with an interview. I think to relax the person. Just mere interview. That's what's your name? How long you been in Liberia? How long you been up in Southern? What you been doing in Southern? Oh my man, I like to watch on your hand and look, they pay heavy money for this thing here. Then when you relax in the somebody says friend and enemy act. The friend and enemy act come into a whole lot of ways you can deploy that. So right away he is relaxed. Because you relax him. That's the first technique that you have to do. Relax the man. Do not make the man to be apprehensive that he's in trouble. When you shall have relaxed him, then you can either turn him to a different group because you got some information from him, and then they can start the actual interrogation. The interrogation will establish at the end of the day, I am not the only one. There are others behind me who are coming. But I just came in front to see whether I could just pass. And if I have passed without being noticed, I will inform the other group. And then he will give you a detailed description of what they will be bringing, how they will be bringing it across, and what their names might be. That will put the border officers on guard to know that besides this one man, there are others coming. So that one man who helped in the larger expansion of the investigation. Sometimes you put the people in jail and you have one man that go to sleep with them and pretend that he's a good friend, not knowing he's an enemy, to extract information from them. And that information can be used in a competent court.
Okay. So at this point, let me bring in Madam Claudia so she can either comment or ask you whatever questions she may have. Madam Claudia?
Okay, so for the last minute that I have on the program, I want to say thank you very much for giving me again the opportunity to be on the platform. I want to drop the ball like I like dropping
Why
when we're on
you
this
running
show
away?
here as
Are
it
you running
relates
away
to
from
this
us?
number. No, I'm not running away, but this question could have to probably make me dodge some balls. Who in their right mind will smuggle 1.8 mil from border to border? Shouldn't it have been 2 million? Do you think that this could have been all about the money and not really about the drugs? That there could have been some let's just say there could have been some shiftering. For example, give us 200,000 or give us this amount and we'll deduct the amount of drugs you had so you will not get much time. Do you think this could have been all about the money? Because we do know that we had a lot of cases where people allege that the LDEA raids for no reason when they know you got money on you. They can even plant drugs allegedly on people that have a large amount of money. I can remember a few years ago, Senator Dillon brought it as a communication on the floor in the Liberian Senate that he had some grievances against two former commanders of Johnsonville who were allegedly involved in a syndicate of arresting people that had a lot of money but were not involved in any drugs related activities. But they used that as a way to be able to raid and seize and take the people money from them. So do you think it could be a setup? Could be a setup. And that's my question to you.
Well, you are calling it a setup. I don't think the security will be in a business of setting people up, even though you got some unscrupulous security officers. So I'm not giving a blanket statement to cover them. But what I think happened is that this man came with two items on him. The amount of 1,187,000 and what amounts to I think $50,000 worth of 50,000 or 50 tons or whatever quantity of Panadol he might have come with. I do agree sometimes security can plan, but will the security be brave enough to just take from in a warehouse that they have things and plant it on the man? That quantity is too high. Because you are talking about the method of planting information or planting evidence on people. In a clear view, I don't know what is happening in the day. I have not read the front page Africa Post or newspaper, so I don't know what is happening in the day or happening in the night. But what happened, what time it happened, the quantity of Panadol, in my estimation, is too high. If it is in the tune of approximately 50,000, something that will account for 50,000 US dollars, it's too high. Now, if you're talking about, say, all right,
it was 50,000 Liberian dollar, Mr. Nippet.
50,000 Liberian dollar. Okay, 50,000 Liberian dollar. Yeah, that quantity there also is too high. So the question in my mind would be, where did they get the Panadol from? If it was not from this gentleman, where did they get it from? Because to plant something.
All right, so I have one more. I have a statement. I just want to enlighten you.
Do you have? Is that clear enough?
Yes, that's clear enough.
Okay,
I mean,
thank you.
because I personally, I mean, I don't have to give my personal view. I don't feel like it was a setup. But I just want to enlighten you that that particular drug is called the Running Man because it that's the reaction it has on people when they take more than two, puts them in rush.
Ah,
Anything you want them to do, they will do it, and they will run through it, and keep going and going like the Energizer Bunny. And
so that
also
therefore there
one
is a so
box of
so
that
therefore
packet
is a
of
contraband or
medication.
hallucination drug, right?
It's a contraband. It's 25,000 Liberian dollars for a box of it, and there's 10
Ah,
strip in a box.
ah,
And one of that strip, if you're even caught with one of that strip, the LDA can bust you, arrest you, fine you, and even keep you for the approximate 48 hours or how many many days they keep you. So that drug is consumed using water, soft drink, energy drink, and another energy drink called Run. And it's something that I really want to ask you with the bust of this large amount and quantity of this drug, will this be a wake up call to Liberia that Liberia is no longer addicted to, let's just say, marijuana and all the other drugs, but pills? This is what we call pills. I know you've been hearing it, pills. This is it right here. This is the evidence of what Liberia is still crying about, saying that drugs are still overtaking our country. This is the actual drug that the underage, under 18, have access to. This is the most accessible drug for the teenage kids. And this is what is spoiling our teenagers right now and putting our kids in gambling, putting them in rush, having sex at a young age, running away from home. As I speak, little kids are all over the place, and parents cannot control that because they have the addiction to pills. They're popping it all through the day, some popping as much as a strip a day. And we have, where I live, we have a death toll right now of 5 in the past 3 months. And it's sad
Yeah.
knowing that we're still getting importation of such a deadly, when taking too much, drug. I don't know what you could say or help do for the government to wake up and know that this is a drug. It's killing our kids. This is what we're talking about when we say spark and die, spark and kill. This is the actual thing killing kids. It's not kush, it's pills.
I think the government is on an extreme obligation. It's like a parent. You mentioned about in the neighborhood. It's just like parent. The parent have to be on the lookout for what their children taking. And the question of peer pressure has to be answered such that the children are told you don't have to do what your friends are doing. But the obligation is on the government. The obligation is on the government to make sure that those borders. What happens if they didn't go through the border where you have custom and there was a river that they could use to come into the bush and come into the city? So the security has to be more vigilant because I think I understood you very well that these are the pills that are killing people. You call it running or ecstasy, 2G, Talent White. Is no longer marijuana, as I understood you to have said. So the government has a tax, a Herculean tax, to ensuring that drugs such as what we are talking about do not enter Liberia because our children are dying. They are leaving school and then they are doing all these things that the condo business is doing. So the government should be put on notice. I understand the other time they had, we don't want any drug here, no drug in Liberia, no drug in Liberia, but the drugs are coming. So can they mount a vigilant operation here in the day or at night. To go to those, I don't want to be so passionate about one tribe, but go to those mini stores where they are selling, and this is where police security comes in. Police security is not only what the policeman wears the uniform and so forth. It is a neighborhood business. So you can go into the neighborhood and plant agents in the neighborhood who will come out with information, intelligence, like I defined. They will come out with intelligence such that put the security on a path to find out those unscrupulous business people. And I don't want to leave it to only the Fuller people, the Fuller people, the Fuller people. No. You have Lebanese too. You have Caucasians that want to get rich.
But Mr. Nippe, I want to jump in a little bit, Mr. Nippe. And it's a good point you raised there, because look, what we are able to find with Mr. Jallo, it's just a very small quantity.
At the tip of the iceberg.
Yes, imagine those who have the planes, the helicopters, and they're coming in with it. Imagine the DA is nowhere around these people. They have their own helipad. They fly in the country, they fly out anytime, anyhow. Nobody expecting anything.
But you just took that out of my mouth. You just took that out of my mouth. I was going sequentially. I was going into the sequence. When you see the infiltration of drugs, it is not only at border. Yes, borders are there, and people can breach the border and bring in drugs. But as you rightly said, the customs, even at the very RIA, I remember many years ago where the customs had cleared the consignment, but we were tipped off that custom clearance was not a good clearance. What was coming was narcotics, and we were able to follow the vehicle, and they discharged the consignment. The consignment was nothing but what they call it, opium, marijuana. And we took those drugs to the airport. So, as you regularly mentioned about the airplanes, those who have the helipad, they just fly their helicopter around and come and just dock in their home and then do the distribution. All of those places should be identified. That is the tax of the government. That is the obligation of us, the public. We are under obligation. Mothers within the neighborhood see little children running into a one little zone in uniform. Every day, 5 of them going to one house, 5 of them going to one house. The question should be raised. Why are these children coming to the one house every day? They go there, they spend 1 hour, they spend 2 hours. When you see them coming out, the way they went in, they're not coming that way. Their chest tails are out. Their buttons are brought down to the tail of both body. They are sweating. What is happening in this house? So you use that information and you pass it on to the security. They can do a raid. Because it then becomes a matter of exigency or probable cause. Then they can do a raid. We're all carrying out the source well.
All right, so thank you very much for that. Oh, I wanted to add this. I know it's my time to leave the panelist, Mike. You've completely missed something here. You cannot stop pills from being imported in Liberia. Come on, because I myself, being someone who has went under a few procedures, that is the medication that is given as first, treatment after a major operation or any kind of a major trauma to the body. So by stopping that from being imported, then you're talking about having to handle pain naturally. So I don't think that we should be fighting to stop pills from being imported. because who knows, I might need to have another procedure or someone I know or whatever. But how do we stop and regulate the way it's coming out of the hospitals? The nurses who have access to it, that take it home, they call someone and say, yo, my man, I got one box, so come in for it. I'll give you $50. They will hold any amount because they know that they're stealing it from the hospitals. So how do we regulate the hospitals? Because that's where it's coming from. It's not coming from John Doe and all those people. It's coming from centers like that. So I think we need to focus on that more, and then to be talking
but my
about
dear,
airplanes.
my dear, there's one word. The hospital should be an institution to kill people. That's why we say hospital. But the hospital cannot be converted into a criminal den where nurses who are employed to save lives are taking the very drugs out of the hospital and bringing them into the public domain. So that's why each of these hospitals should not be manned by private security too. It should be complemented. Where you have plain clothes, you have uniforms, then you can have the private security. The pharmacists are the ones that are doing these things, and not the poor nurses. Maybe they get one or two vials or one or two tablets, they can pour them out. But those things are coming from right in the hospital pharmacies. So those pharmacies have to be vigorously checked. And we don't want for police to be in the pharmacy. That would not be good. But during our time, you see, that's how professionalism comes into the security arena. During our time, we had one of my friends. He was a member of the criminal investigation division. But we sent him, we planted him into the pharmacy. We planted him in the pharmacy. And JFK at that time was JFK in its prime. The excellence of JFK was such that you could not question things. Now we're standing though. We planted the gentleman, I will not call his name. We planted him in that place. And we got intelligence. When there was consignment came, what kind of consignment came? We had the criminal investigation division, the TRD. We had the intelligence. You see the people playing with security, Claudia, they're playing with security. This is why we have all these problems. Are people playing with national security? And until they get to the point where they can sit down conscientiously and diagram what is happening. Why is it happening? Where are the problems? How do we mitigate these incidents? What do we need to do? Why is it that our hospitals, we have rampant drug shortages? When the answers are found, you will find the incident of drug usage in the society precisely from the hospital to be reduced. The incident of drugs being taken from the pharmacy and taken to other pharmacies in Monrovia to be so will be drastically curtailed. But again, I come back to the national security arrangement. Is a structure in the way that all of these different things that I mentioned that are applicable to national security, the safety of me.
Is there a way that Mr.
Mr.
Nete can answer the question in 1 minute time?
No, sometimes I need to explain.
No. I mean, we are planted here.
No, we're not planted. Mr. Nubo, give me a chance to land. Mr. Nubo. Mr. Nubo,
I mean,
I understand your concern.
I don't feel that you need to give a history that we already know.
No, you don't know that history I was trying to give you.
Yes.
I'm trying to explain what I think is lacking. So when you explain what is lacking, it brings understanding to bear on what to do
That's
and
right.
how to go about doing what they need to do.
That's right.
It should be your concern, as it is mine and Claudia's, that the prevalence and usage of these contraband items is so much that our children, if you listen to Claudia, they have 5 dead bodies in.
Claudia's mind.
I'm coming. They have 5 dead bodies in their community, attributed or associated with the usage of drugs. So how do we counterbalance these kind of incidents? That's what we're trying to get to.
Okay, so let's go to Mr. Freshman. He's been very quiet for quite some time now. Mr. Freshman, are you there? Do you have any comment or question for Mr. Nippet? Mr. Freshman.
Mr. Smith is sleeping.
Okay, so Mr. Nubo, do you have any question or comment?
Yes, I have questions and maybe comments. I mean, the Panadol we're talking about is for severe back pain, which I always have, cancer-related pain, pain after surgery, I know that, and chronic nerve pain, like diabetes and neuropathic pain. And that's what we are talking about. And we have this man from, I believe, from the from Sierra Leone, coming with these things, medicine, and I don't know how much that was, but it's like $280.
You mean the conversion?
$280 of the medicine that we are talking about. And we are confiscating $1.18 something million because he entered the country. No. It's not a reason now. But to me, legally, it's because he entered the country without going through the banking system. But in Liberia, because he entered and he is a suspect of importing drugs that banned in the country. It doesn't make any sense to me. It does not make any sense to me. Liberian government need to return the money to the guy. And that is my point. I mean,
I beg to differ, Mr. Lugo.
No, okay.
I beg to differ. Seriously, beg to differ.
Honorable Nepe, you have your chance.
You cannot march into any territory internationally with an undeclared sum of money.
Absolutely.
That's
especially.
what I'm saying.
So
I'm
it's established.
saying that
So
we
let me make a
cannot
point.
confiscate the money and say no because the person was importing drugs.
No, let's forget about the drug.
Not drugs.
Let
Go and reread the article in
No, you are giving. You see, when we come on this forum, we are all intelligent minds.
yeah.
There are two buckets here you are talking about. You're giving us two buckets of information. One bucket is about tablets, a few $100, $250 amounting to $50,000. Great. The second bucket has to do with 1.187 million undeclared U.S. or anti-breeze currency. You don't know whether that money was being brought to spoil the market.
Yeah.
In the quantity of money, the volume of money that man brought, maybe about 300,000 or 400,000, which is about what 40% of $1 million. Okay, could be anti-breeze or counterfeit. Now, counterfeit acts like a depressant to the economy. Once you bring counterfeit into a country, what it does, it acts like a depressant. It depresses the economy because it takes the good money and it infuses into the economy the bad money. You don't want that to happen. So, as a former investigator, could that have not been the reason why he decided to come through the border? I suspect very seriously. The entire 1 point something million dollar has been written about, spoken about, discussed about, could not be 1 point something, 1.187 million actual currency. There among that, the currency will be anti-breeze or counterfeit. Don't forget, there's a set group of people that are in Liberia that do this money changing business, and we have Liberians who have also joined. Don't forget, when you go into the banks and you look at the front of the bank, you see 100 note is there and some other stools. You see 100 note which is an anti-breeze, 20 note which is an anti-breeze. We don't know what denomination those currencies were brought in, whether they are $100, $50, $20, or in fact, we don't know. But a sizable quantity of those amounts will be established to be anti-breeze. So we got two buckets of discussion here. Bucket number one, he smuggled 50,000 worth of drug equivalent to $250 US. Bucket number two, because he know that he got unreal money in the 1 point something million dollar, he decided not to go to the bank. So he decided to take shortcut. And you know that in the Liberian parlance, shortcut always kill deer. And the guys at the border were very, very vigilant and smart enough, whether based on intelligence or not, to have apprehended the gentleman there. So in two of the instances, he was trying to smuggle the money into the country. He was trying to smuggle the money, out of Sierra Leone into Liberia.
That's right.
So it's a matter to be investigated. And the government of Liberia will be on its right side to confiscate both the drugs and the money until they can determine the veracity of the currency, whether they were all $100 notes, $50 notes, and why, Mr. John Doe, did you decide to come through the border with such a huge amount of money?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Nepe, for such a beautiful response. In the next 30 minutes that we have, or the last 30 minutes that we have, I want to go to Mr. Nubo so that he can introduce a topic that he wants us to discuss tonight. He has the border thing on his mind that he really wants us to talk about. So, now, Mr. Nubo, give us an overview of the topic you want us to talk about tonight, and then we'll dive into it in the last 30 minutes that we have.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Wright. I mean, I feel that we have lost our compass tonight. We were to be talking about the Ghanaian Liberian border issue. And we are talking about this issue here. And here we are talking about a fuller person in Monrovia bringing this in and bringing money in and or bypassing immigration. I don't feel that is more important than the crisis we having at the Guinea Liberian border. I mean, I am ready. I feel that many people on the panel will differ, but I'm ready for the debate.
Is there anything specific you want us to talk about concerning this?
Exactly.
Was there anything specific that we want to talk about this fuller and a fuller person and this and that? We have been discussing the issue involving Guinea and Liberia border for days, and I brought it up a few days ago, and it was postponed.
Okay.
And are you saying that it is not important?
No, that's not my point. When we brought up, I think we were spending more time instead of going into the discussion. If you want us to talk about the border issue, you keep saying that we, instead of talking about the border issue, we're talking about this individual that was arrested with this huge amount of money and the drugs coming into the country. You say you want us to talk about the border issue. So I'm saying, okay, do you want to talk about the meeting that will be held tomorrow in Abidjan? Or do you want us to talk about the fact that people are calling for Liberia's deployment of military personnel at the border? Do you, or you want to talk about the whole thing? Give us an overview.
I want for us to talk about the border issue. I don't know about meeting that will be held in Abidjan tomorrow. I don't know about all these other issues, but as Liberians, and this being a Liberian outlet, I want a contribution from Abed to Dayfor.
Okay.
I mean, we had this Ghana Accord. The perspective was not part of it. but we contributed to it. And even the legendary Tatate called me. He said, your perspective control the whole agenda. So no, that what I'm asking.
Okay, so all right. I think I know what you're talking about.
Pull me. I'm here.
Yeah, you want us to talk about the border issue in general. So let's begin that topic. We do have 25 minutes to go. There is he's here, thank God. Mr. Nippet spoke to us yesterday about the redeployment, if you like, of the Guinean army to the Guinean side of the border. But one of our panelists posted in the chat room, and I want to pull this up as I talk. Claudia, to be specific, she posted that the Guinean defense minister was at the border today. He did not just appear at the border, but he appeared there to boost the morale of the Guinean army that was posted there, encouraging them that they should keep the importance of the territorial integrity of Guinea in their mind as they remain posted there. And when the response to that from many Liberians was, if we can have the Guinean defense minister visiting the border and encouraging Guineans army officers there to be territorially oriented, where is our defense minister too? How come we don't have our defense minister there boosting the morale of our troops at the border and encouraging them to be territorially oriented as well? That's what she sent, I think, in the chat room. I'm trying to find it so I can read it.
Well,
that post in this entirety.
Well, Mr. Wright. This has been my position. Even a few days ago, I said, the Ghanaians send their soldiers to the border, and we, the Liberians, our police director went to the border. Is somebody coming with AK-47, and we, the Liberians, coming with penknife. So we are not serious. And this has been my point. We, the Liberians, we are not serious.
No, but Mr. Nubo.
Okay, go ahead.
I also want you to understand that the two countries, and I know Mr. Nippel will talk about this in detail, but the two countries are pursuing two different paths. One is pursuing militarization, and the other is pursuing diplomacy. Guinea is flexing its military might. Liberia is flexing its diplomatic might.
Thank you.
I want you to look at it from that angle.
Okay. I mean, I don't just jump into issues. I try to provide remedy. When Joe Boakai government decided to approach France, Macron, I said there was a problem. Because I know the history between France and Guinea, where they uprooted even the pipes, water pipes in the ground when they were leaving. When Guinea gained its independence, And I said, Joe Boakai should go to Manon River Union, go to, if you can remember, go to ECOWAS, go to Africa Union, and even the United Nations. But instead, they went to France, Macron. And Macron said, hell no, I want to get involved in it. So, no, these are the issues. I'm here, poor man. I'm here. Nobody want to listen to me. Even the I beg to differ. They don't want to listen to me. But I'm here. And I always in my mind that I'm behind them fool.
Okay.
Okay.
So let bring in Mr. Nippe. If you, Mr. Nippe, do you have any comments about this? Because it was kind of shocking today. I know yesterday you spoke to her in length, at length, about the cessation of violence. Not violence, no violence there. The cessation of tension or hostility there at the border. But today we also saw this information that came out with the Guinean defense minister visiting the border and creating a whole new tension there. And now you got Liberian up in arms saying that their defense minister too should appear at the border and do exactly what the Guinean minister did.
Well, we had discussed our first issue about the border from the Sierra side. Now we're talking about the primary border on the Guinean side. They are not mutually exclusive.
Absolutely.
They are too complementary because they mean one coin, and that one coin is national security. If you can have Panadol coming in and people don't check it, people don't arrest it, you have fentanyl coming. When fentanyl comes, you have higher hallucinogenic drugs coming. If they did not arrest the $1.187 million, and I believe, I suspect highly, not believe, I retract that word believe. I suspect highly that in that quantity of funds, there will be some contract, that there will be some anti-breeze fund in the amounts there. Now let's come back to the Guineans, as I said yesterday. If I heard you very well, the Guinean general, chief of staff, commanding general, whoever he is, the defense minister, is on their side. And the question is protecting your border, your own side. Protect your room, I protect my room. Yesterday, I saw with my 2 eyes. And I will say 4 eyes because I wear glasses. On the left of Mr. Cotto, as he made his report, just at the back of the Palava hut was Liberian flag, high in the air. The Palava hut is where I saw one of our post officers, custom officers, walking towards the Palava hut. Whilst he was en route going there, there were others sitting in that Palava hut on the Liberian side. When Guinea crossed the border, Guinea had built a makeshift kind of security post. The security walked in that direction, and what we saw were pieces of demolished tent. And he was emphatic to have stated that he was conducting his report in the Foya Solomba area. The Foya Solomba area. So when it comes to the border crisis, I think that we are getting somewhere because Guinea has gone back to their side and Liberia is on this side. The question of a tit for tat and butter for bread, don't forget, an eye for an eye is equivalent to an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. We have border patrol officers. They are also armed. What Liberia needs to do, or what we must do, is to decommission, have our communication decommissioned from the Guinean transmitter system and have our own, so our border officers can communicate with the Liberian immigration system or Liberian security system or what have you. Then to be passing through Guinea before you come to Liberia, the information will have been divulged. They will have sometimes just blocked it from coming to Monrovia. Once they come into Guinea, you block it. So you have that outside. We are intelligent because of what is being said by the head of the security coming to the border guys, and the border guy trying to answer. So they block it there. So you can't get any additional information to go out from the border. But if the situation is such that was reported by Mr. Cotto, whom I have high regards for because we saw that on camera, then Guinea is on their side. The second thing is that we spoke about diplomacy. Diplomacy is that bridge upon which you walk to mitigate conflict. It is that bridge upon which nations walk to do away with the barriers so that the traffic of communication, the traffic of people, the traffic of international relations can be fostered. So that they are meeting in Africa was one of the things that we said. It would be good for them to meet in Africa, and thank God they are meeting in Africa. So we await the result for Africa, and we pray that something good is going to come from those meetings. And we will not be visiting this thing anytime soon.
That's true, and that's true, and that is the I think that is the overall outcome that all of us are expecting. Because and by the way, Mr. Nibbit, did you see? Because I saw a very young money captain video trending on Facebook today concerning the same issue. I mean, that he was saying the border issue has been a very long-standing, concern, uh, and it was trending today. I saw it today. Maybe it's been ever since, but I saw it today, and I thought I'd bring that up. Um, I don't know. I don't know how we get past this. I don't know how we really get past this because I think there's an understanding from the Guinean side, very, very troubling too, that parcel of land or that river or whatever land they are disputing holds some significant amount of mineral resource or resources that they do not want to let go. And I say this because of, like I said earlier, Mr. Captain, if we can go back that far and still quarrying and being very aggressive about this land, there's something about it. There's something about it, Mr. Nippet, that speaks to something much more deeper than what we are looking at, from the surface position. Guinea probably knows what we don't know, or what the rest of us don't know. And they are serious about not letting this land stay with Liberia. They want some part of it, and they are not going to stop until they get hold of this land. Is that your theory as well?
But the question is not about Guinea getting land or not getting land. The question is about the river. The question is about the Macono River. It's like you have these three fingers here. One is in the center, and that's one that is in the center is the river. That the river is productive. It has mineral resources. That could be true, or that is true. But it cannot be given to Guinea and say, all right, because we want to amicably resolve this matter here, so you take the river. No. It's like a baby born to a Ghanaian and a Liberian. Doesn't mean that the Liberian man will waive his right and give it to the Ghanaian. Or the Ghanaian woman will say, oh, the baby for you, so you take it. No. It might be necessary that the international community will be brought in. So we are taking many steps, but second steps, and we don't want to be overly aggressive. Our focus is to be aggressive, retaining the posture, retaining the stance that, look, we can work on this river here, me and you. It can be a binding agreement. Don't forget, I told you yesterday that it's a binding and non-binding agreement. For the purpose of finalizing this river, there can be a binding agreement, such that, or such as, when Guinea has someone to operate the border water, which is Makona, Guinea will have the blessing of life. If $14 come out of it, after expenses and go to $10, Guinea takes $5, we take $5. That mutual understanding can be brought about to maintain and further strengthen this sisterly or brotherly relationship.
But Mr. Nippet, do you think that is Guinea's concern? I don't think Guinea is interested in a sharing arrangement. I think they are all for a winner takes all.
No, but if I may interject, no body of water between two countries can be for one country, for both countries.
But you know they are going across the river, though. You know they are going across the river. They are not even looking at the river. They are going across the river because when I saw
no, but they cannot go across the river because if you go to the 1872 or 18 what have you, that matter has passed. Now let me be very succinct on this matter. What has the various boundaries today of Africa? It was done by colonial masters.
Mm-hmm.
It was done by colonial masters. The boundary between us and Guinea was done by the colonial master. In a similar vein, the boundary between us and Ivory Coast. The one river called the Ravine du Sol. That is the river that created Dahomey, that created Abidjan, that created Guinea. And then we have this other river, I think it's Nia, and then we have the Macono. The Macono River is situated between Guinea on the left and Liberia on the right. Guinea cannot. Guinea under no color of right will Guinea say this land is ours. It is for Guinea. No. I think what Guinea is fighting for or fighting about is that river does not is not utilized by Liberia with all information to them.
But has they ever advanced, Mr. Nippy? Has Guinea ever advanced any collaborative suggestion? Like we can collaborate together on this river. Maybe we can do some joint venture projects, joint venture, research to see what the river truly holds and whether we can all maybe form some joint venture company and let the company operate the river.
I'm not in the center. I'm not in the center of that conversation. But like, couldn't Liberia say, look here, the issue should be about if I want to use it, I should let you know. When you want to use it, you should let me know. It should be a joint venture kind of usage. And the fact that our interior minister came and just brought his dress and put it on the water with all your blessing or with all any information to you, it was an oversight.
Mm-hmm.
So hereafter, and that's why the bonding agreement comes in. That they will sit down and come with this agreement to the extent that Liberia cannot unilaterally use that waterway without Guinea. Guinea cannot use it, but their people can fishing on it. Their people can fishing on it. They can kill fish in our water. Guinea can get their kilo and kill fish there. Liberia can do the same. Those understanding can be reached. But when it comes to mining, whether it is sand, whether it is gold, whether it is diamond, whether it is bauxite, uranium, what have you, we must do that with the full knowledge and consent of Guinea. Again, if $14 comes out of the business, the expenses become $4, with $10, Guinea take $5, and we take $5. But let me backtrack a little. William V.S. Tubman had the same situation. But he and Ahmed Secretary were good friends. And they never went back to the drawing board about that border business. Ahmed Secretary's successor did not raise an eyebrow about that. And I don't discount the fact that His Excellency Muni Aro Kapta is right, because he was foreign minister. And we were not privileged to have attended the meetings that he went to. So if he's updating us at this point in time, which will be around 1997, I think I mentioned about a 1997 crisis, about the Sheen water body, then we can take from that point that yes, this matter is being revisited for the third time in 2026. At the point in time that you have a UP government in power. So they can settle down on this matter.
Okay.
And Guinea cannot just say, no, we'll take everything. No. Guinea will not do that.
Okay.
Guinea will not do that. Because Guinea, you can visibly see it. We all have gone to the intelligence report from the U.S. Geographical Service. Specifically, the document which reads 131, it stipulates there that we are 350 miles from Guinea border. It talks about the 1972 final agreement. And I think Guinea is just trying to blow some horn for legitimacy of the government. That's my high suspicion.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Nippet. On that end, we come to the close of this edition of our show. In the last 1 minute that we have, I want to have you give your parting comment, Mr. Nippet, and we can get a close up from there, sir.
You are going to Mount Ani, Nasira,
thank you.
Paguanu, Papsi, Nambi, Nimlen, Kotu, and all. My people, we talked this evening, and we had a brilliant. We have somebody who smart. One woman, one of our daughters, very smart and intelligent. And then she was helping us to understand the Tipan
Panadol here, where if for hand hurting, your head hurting, your back hurting, you take operation and the pain, you are hurting too much, you crying. That Panadol, the kind of medicine you will use. Then that one side, the Fuller man coming from Sierra Leone, that one side. The other side, the same Fuller man who bring in the Panadol, the money that 250 US dollar. In our own Liberia money, they are almost $50,000. The same Fuller man, he got plenty money. They plenty money, the law says, international law says, the world law, the law in the world says, when you get plenty money, you can't put it in your pocket. You can't hide it in the bed. And then you want to fly with it, or you want to go to the border and pass with it. The people say, then you don't want the people to see it, that's why you come into the border to pass. So they got one beware that they call it smuggling. That's you're bringing the money in the wrong way. Instead of bringing the money in the right way and passing it through the bank, you're bringing it in the wrong way. So that the first thing we talk about, so the government got the people get for the medicine and the money that they were bringing in Liberia. The second thing we talk about is the problem with our hand and our feet. You know, when you don't get land, then it's not good. And when you buy land, it even happen to us who get our land. It happen in the countryside sometimes, and we sell. Or Koruba and Zizi, they can be fighting for land. No, that my land, no, you left, they my land, my land. But then when the people come together, they say, oh no, they land here, yeah, they land here. They call that boundary. Yeah, they land here. You on the right hand side, Koruba on the other side, or Nabe on the right side, Titi on the left side. So to bring peace. Again, as we talked yesterday, that water business. Behind the water, the Guinea. From the Liberia side. From the Guinea side, behind the water, the Liberia. So that the water business we're talking about. A crew woman, a sapo woman, a crown woman, a geo woman got charged for a Bassa man. You can't say the Bassa man own the child, so the geo woman can't talk, or the crown woman can't talk about the child. That's how the water business. Or if the child won't go to school, but that's what we're taught. They're supposed to agree. So I put it that way to make our people understand it, that if Liberia made a mistake, the man who's supposed to know all the different places, he get paramount chief, he get superintendent, he get paramount chief, he get choir chief, he get district commissioner. Honor him. He's the one bringing the problem today. And I think the problem is bringing a friend from the Ministry of Lands and Mines is involved. Because the Ministry of Lands and Mines should have told you, you can't go to that place there and put your machine in that water. Because Guinea people will bring problem on us. Then, they were supposed to let the people know in Guinea, oh, we want to do small business, yo. How you feel about it? We'll get $14 out of the business. Our expenses will be $4. The $10 you take $5. Then we ourselves, like Liberia now, will take $5. It will not going to bring any problem. But the man tell the whole cow that's going to be for Guinea, or the whole elephant that's going to be for Guinea and Liberia, put it on a hay and bring it in Liberia. So Guinea people say, no, you can't do that. Where our own share? Why are you bringing it the elephant here you say for only Liberia. So I put it that way so you can understand. When two people get something, one person can take it and put it on their chest, or put it on their shoulder, or put it on their head and start running with it. Because that two person get that thing there. The other person don't know what you going to do with that thing. So today now, while I'm telling you this story here, the time I'm telling you this story, the Guinea people go back on their side. But they say our people will scare now because the Guinea men come to only water side on the left side. And he's telling you, so yeah, we're talking about your land. And what land they're talking about? They're talking about Guinea land. They not run away from it, they not leave the place where they were at, they go on to their side. So they're talking about their side. And our only people, we get our people there. We get our custom people there. They get gun, they get uniform. Our flag way up. It's just your cornerstone. The cornerstone where they took out, the people put the cornerstone back. So your flag way up. Your children, they are patrolling the place. They are walking. They are walking around the place. Tomorrow now, they're supposed to meet to the other country where led by us. The jet from Cape Town across the water, they call the country Ivory Coast. But they give a new French name, they call it La Côte d'Ivoire. Because our French people were the ones, they were honoring French people. French people were their boss. So they're going there tomorrow. So it will be Liberia, Guinea, the La Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast. And maybe the Sierra Leone people will send their representative because already the Sierra Leone president is coming to the United States. So I'm sure they will send their representatives. So everybody can sit down under the Parawa Hut. The Parawa Hut business here, that family business there. So they can settle the thing here. Maybe they will play small paper. The people call it agreement. Now when Guinea want to do something, they will let Liberia know. Liberia want to do something, they will let Guinea know. And the power will flow. So I want to thank you all for listening to us. You will always be listening. Because when we talk up, we talk down. We make you all to understand what the talking we're talking on the radio. Well, what thing we say. So I thank you all for listening to us. And Brother Wright, you can take it from there.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Nippet. As always, you are such a wonderful, valuable asset on this platform. I beg to differ. On Top FM 105.3. We want to thank you for showing up tonight. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate your involvement in the program. And we look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Same time, same station. We hand it back to you, Mr. Wulu. Thank you for coming back. And we kept you there for at least over an hour, but thanks for the commitment. Thank you so much. Mr. Nippet, we'll say a big salute to our listener and all the public. Thank you so much.
And I do this to complement that salute.
Yes, sir.
Have a blessed evening and sleep well now.
All right, sir. You do the same. Bye-bye.
All right, sir.